my friend, and part of our Padres broadcasting family. One of the Padres Spanish radio announcers, Pedro Gutierrez, he caught up with Justin Verlander inside the Giants clubhouse.
Justin, in terms of this long, illustrious career that you had in Major League Baseball, can you share a little bit about the keys, what has given you the longevity to be a productive pitcher for so many years? Coming up in 2006, your first year reaching the postseason with the Tigers, up until now, you're still going strong.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most important thing is just to be adaptable. You know, I don't think you can be the same pitcher for 20 years. You know, your body changes, the game changes, and you know, you have to have that want to always find success no matter how the game changes. So you have to adapt to that.
That's something that you've been also able to adapt in. Just like any player, injuries are a big part of the game. Tommy John surgery in your career, you came back even stronger with the song and everything. Talk about the challenges just that a player faces throughout their careers, and knowing that they always have that talent to come out strong and come out on the other side being that same productive, impactful player.
Well, I mean, you don't know until you just have to believe. You know, I think I look back at like two major injuries in my career: my core surgery, and obviously my elbow injury. And thankfully, I actually look back at those injuries kind of fondly. I mean, you don't like to miss time, but what I learned through that process in my rehab, and the people that I found to help me through my rehab, really, I think, propelled me to have a sustained success after those injuries. And the lessons that I learned through those times have carried with me till now. And I'm, you know, obviously, like I said, I'm always adapting and learning, and the bad times are just as important to learn from as the good, probably more.
Well, with 2006, your rookie season, you got a taste of the postseason, you got a taste of the playoffs, throwing into stardom right off the bat. Your career has been pretty much been of big moments in several years. Talk a little bit of, as you look upon what you've done in your career so far, is it everything that you sort of imagined, you visualize having this long productive career when you were that young kid throwing in the playoffs in 2006?
I mean, yeah, that's what I envisioned. I don't know, you know, I guess ignorance is bliss. You know, yeah, I mean, I remember talking when I was younger about wanting to be in the Hall of Fame one day, and obviously what you know needs to take place for that to happen is you have to play a long time. You know, I think first and foremost, you're not expected to win a Cy Young every single year. You know, but if you want to be a Hall of Famer, you have to play for 15 plus years, you know? So I guess I molded my thoughts after that, you know, just knowing that I would leave no stone unturned to play and be successful as long as I possibly could be.
Well, finally, with the longevity and the success you've had, there's certain responsibility that comes where now you were a young player with such amount of that, and you look up to several veteran players that have been there, done that. Now that you're on the other end, where you have been through all the scenarios possible to be a successful Major League pitcher, talk a little bit of the responsibility that you have, knowing that there are a lot of young pitchers looking up to you, and now they try to model their careers up to yours.
Yeah, you know, I think it's interesting. You just kind of transition where when you're younger, at least for myself, I was so focused on being successful that I always kind of equate it to being like a horse with blinders on, you know, like I'm just running my race. I don't want to see anything to distract me. I want to focus on what I can and ahead of me. And sometimes that leaves not much room for anything else. But I think as I've gotten older, I've become comfortable with knowing myself better and understanding what I need to do to be prepared. And that's allowed me a little more time to take those blinders off and take an active role in mentoring some of the young guys and helping them out in whatever capacity. But I think first and foremost, the most important thing is to lead by example. You know, I think that's the best thing I can do.
That was today's starting pitcher for the Giants, right-hander Justin Verlander, with Padres Spanish radio broadcaster Pedro Gutierrez inside the Giants clubhouse. Really insightful conversation there. First pitch coming up at 1:10 between the Padres and Giants. Let's tell you what's to watch for in today's game.
What's the one thing Sam Levitt will be keeping his eye on in today's game? This is What to Watch For. Presented by Genesis Home Improvements, San Diego's trusted painting, roofing, and window company. Save 15% today on a new beginning for your home. Visit GenesisHomeImprovementsSD.com.
What to watch for today, can the Padres continue to find more power? And we're going to really dive in on this. Entering yesterday, the Padres' 106 home runs were the second fewest in the major leagues. They hit 4 in last night's game. It was the first time the Padres had more than 2 home runs in a game since June 28th. It was their only time with more than 3 home runs, other than when they hit 5 home runs in Colorado in early May. So why is more power actually, you could argue, very important for the Padres? Kevin Acee had an interesting note in today's San Diego Union Tribune. The last World Series champions who have ranked lower than 13th in home runs during the regular season was the 2015 Kansas City Royals. The past 6 World Series winners have ranked in the top 5 in home runs in the regular season. How about this? Just 7 of the 36 teams to have made the playoffs over the past 3 seasons have ranked in the bottom 10 in home runs.
Well, we had a special guest on the field before the game today, Pepe the Penguin.
Pepe was a little cranky today.
If you're at the ballpark with your kid, what's most important? You got to get snacks for Junior. This is a rare father-son first base coaching combo.
Well, after Dinger put up a sign that said, "This is Met, call me," Mrs. Met has her response.
That hit my bat. That was a foul ball I want to hit. He was trying to stay in the hit. See, look, he said foul ball, foul ball. He didn't want to go down to first base. He wanted to hit.
So Rockies is really like where my major league career really took off. You know, it was a special time in my life, 7 years with the team. And this jersey in particular, 2018 postseason patch on it here. So I've always kept all these jerseys with the patch on them because that's what it's all about, is getting to the playoffs and trying to win the championship. You know, the black jersey with the cutoff, not a lot of teams rock the cutoff anymore, but this is a jersey we wore all the time in Colorado.
July, aside from one start. This will be Verlander's 4th career start against the Padres. They've all come in San Diego. Just 3 starts against the Padres in his 547 career starts. He made 1 in 2008, 1 in 2014, and the latest in 2023 with the Mets. So it's been a rarity to see Verlander against the Padres. We get a look at that here today. Right-hander Dylan Cease on the mound for the Padres. The 29-year-old is 5-11, a 4.61 ERA in 25 starts this season, 132-plus innings. He struck out 171. Last start was rough in L.A. on Saturday night. No way around it. 3 innings and a third, 5 runs given up, 3 earned, and he walked 6. He was a wild early on in that game. Before that outing, Dylan had put together really good back-to-back outings against the Cardinals and Red Sox. 11 innings combined, just 2 runs given up on 5 hits. This will be his 2nd start against the Giants this season. Back on June 5th, he went 5 innings and allowed 3 runs against San Francisco. And that's a look at our starting pitching matchup here today between Justin Verlander and Dylan Cease. As always, thank you for listening to the EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show. EcoWater SoCal, keeping it soft. Since 1925, your water should be perfect. Well, the Padres going for a series win after dropping the series opener on Monday. A big series against the Dodgers looming beginning tomorrow night here at Petco Park. But first things first, the series finale against the Giants. When we come back, Jesse Agler, Tony Gwynn Jr. have the full starting lineups, first pitch, and then all the play-by-play. I'll talk to you on our post-game coverage. You're listening to your home for San Diego Padres baseball, 97.3 The Fan, and the Padres Radio Network. Enjoy the game, everybody.
You've planned for the big moments. Now plan for the unexpected. A Truster will make sure your family's taken care of if life throws a curveball. Set up your Truster will all online. And
the name of the business is Legacy Catering. We all were talking about how Mom taught us all how to cook. She was a cook at the public school system for ages. So we all started cooking with her, so we decided, to do the business, so we went to figure out what we're going to call it. So we said, let's cook in honor of, our mother, so that's what Legacy came in. And just remember that Legacy Catering is about people, and this is what barbecuing is all about, and this is why we love it.
Sometimes artifacts in the collection at the Hall of Fame can tell multiple stories. This is the earliest known Yankees baseball cap in existence. It tells a story of a very early baseball cap and of a guy who just had a cup of coffee in the big leagues. But there's actually a hidden story inside this cap. There's another name written in the cap. So who's Dolan?
Swing and a miss!
Padres baseball is proudly presented by Eco Water SoCal, Hamul Casino Resort, Sinley Food, Frozen Ropes Baseball and Softball Training Facilities, Palomar Health, Smile Spirits, Genesis Home Improvements, North County Transit District, Baja Rick's Cantina, Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, David P. Shapiro, Criminal Defense Attorneys, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Window Depot, Pine Solomon Personal Injury Lawyers, Anthony's Fish Grotto La Mesa, Lineage Watch Company, Timber Tech, Culligan Water of San Diego, KMG Psychiatry, El Centro Motors Ford, Valley View Casino and Hotel, Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Jensen Meat Company, Fraser Farms Market, Trust and Will, Bada Fulkerson Law Group, San Diego County Toyota Dealers Association, Bulkhead Energy Drinks, Kaiser Permanente, and by The Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware. Now, let's take you up to the broadcast booth.
Ground ball to Machado. He hits third, that's one. Goes to second in time. On to first. A triple play!
Here's Jesse Agler and Tony Gwynn Jr.
Petco Park, downtown San Diego, in the final game of a 4-game series between the Padres and the San Francisco Giants, and the final game of the year between these two divisional rivals. Giants a 1-run win on Monday night, but the Padres have bounced back with back-to-back victories, 5-1 on Tuesday and an 8-1 domination in last night's game. Here this afternoon, Dylan Cease takes the mound to try and get back on track, while the Giants will send 42-year-old future Hall of Famer Justin Verlander to the hill. Hi again, everybody, alongside Tony Gwynn Jr. and our producer-engineer Dave Marcus. I'm Jesse Agler. So very glad to have you with us. And after a little bit of a hiccup in Game 1 of this series, Padres have taken care of business the last two nights, trying to finish the job here this afternoon.
Yeah, they played better. I think that's what it boiled down to. They lost 4 games straight. They didn't play well in 3 out of the 4, and watching them play the last 2 games looked a lot like how they finished the series in San Francisco. And so they look to win this series, take 3 of 4 from the Giants. They got a tough task. Justin Verlander on the mound, and although he isn't the Justin Verlander that we've grown accustomed to seeing, he has certainly thrown the ball of that caliber in his last few starts. Padres will have their hands full tonight.
Yeah, they certainly will. Dylan Cease on the hill for the Padres. It's been a weird year for him. It looked like maybe, just maybe, he was getting back on track fully. And then his last outing was a real struggle.
Yeah, the 5-6 walks that he had really changed the complexion of that game. And the Padres didn't really have much of a chance because of it. All those 6 walks came around the score. And you're right, the start before that, he looked a lot like the Dylan Cease that we saw in 2024. But all year long, it's kind of been a roller coaster, up and down. And you're hoping after the last start, which wasn't a good one, that he bounces back and has a good one here at home tonight, or today, excuse me.
Still no Jackson Merrill in the lineup for the Padres, and I mean this with all due respect, but it would have been easy not to notice the last couple of...
There's the bunt. That could be trouble as Petrie. No, Stevie dives in and beats it. Good effort by Steve Lyons.
And that'll be a base hit right there. Good job. I'll tell you one thing, not a bad defensive play either by the Tigers.
Did you see that? He's going to get the dirt out, and all of a sudden he unbuckled his pants and they fell down.
San Diego Honda dealers. We're here and ready to help the deserving people and families all throughout the community with random acts of helpfulness, lending a hand all around San Diego with our special teams of helpful guys and gals in blue. Look for us all year long, helping by providing free gas, surprising families with shopping sprees, bringing meals to seniors, supporting teachers and veterans, handing out diapers, roses, ice cream, and so much more. And that's not the only place your San Diego Honda dealers are helpful. Every Honda dealership has sales teams ready to help you find your perfect Honda with a great deal, and service teams to keep your Honda running like the day you bought it. To find out more, click sdhondadealers.com or search your local Honda dealer today.
Padres look to win the series here this afternoon as they take on the San Francisco Giants. Winners of two straight, two of the first three of this series, as I said, with a chance to win the series here today. Today's Giants lineup is brought to you by Palomar Health, recognized as the world's best hospital 7 years in a row, and is stepping up to the plate to provide you with the best care. Visit palomarhealth.org to find a doctor. Giants roll into today's ball game with a 61-66 record on the season. Jung-Hoo Lee will lead off. He'll be the center field.
There's the bunt. That could be trouble as Petrie. No, Stevie dives in and beats it. Good effort by Steve Lyons.
And that'll be a base hit right there. Good job. I'll tell you one thing, not a bad defensive play either by the Tigers.
Did you see that? He's going to get the dirt out, and all of a sudden he unbuckled his pants and they fell down.
Wow.
Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place. Learn more at HamulCasino.com.
Hey, it's Rick from Baja Rick's Cantina in the Gaslamp. San Diego's baseball team is on the home stretch to bringing us a championship. So come on and join the party. Try our new game day specials. We've got a 1-pound TJ hot dog, a bacon cheeseburger quesadilla, or our new birria grilled cheese sandwich. We've got $10 blowfish margaritas and 32-ounce Coors Light drafts. Our DJ keeps the party going. And when you gotta go, did I mention our new Baños? Now, let's play ball on the San Diego Padres Radio Network.
Getting you closer to the play ball moment. Let's get you to today's Padre lineup, brought to you by Palomar Health. Recognized as the world's best hospital 7 years in a row and is stepping up to the plate to provide you with the best care. Visit PalomarHealth.org to find a doctor. Padres, one game behind the Los Angeles Dodgers, 71-56 on the season. Fernando Tatis Jr. will lead off. He'll be in right field. Luis Arraez will bat second. He'll play first base. Manny Machado at third base. He'll bat third. Ryan O'Hearn is the designated hitter once again. He'll bat cleanup. Xander Bogaerts will play shortstop. He'll bat fifth. Gavin Sheets will bat sixth. He'll be in left field. Ramon Laureano will bat seventh. He'll patrol center field. Jake Cronenworth will bat eighth. He'll be the second baseman. And Freddie Fermin behind it is for the Pods. He'll bat ninth. On the mound, Dylan Cease, 5-11 with a 4.61 ERA. Justin?
Weird numbers, weird year for Dylan Cease, but he has been better here at home. The ERA about 2 runs better at Petco than it is on the road. So we'll see how it goes this afternoon as he tries to beat the Giants and send the Padres into the weekend on a high note. 3-game series against the Dodgers begins here tomorrow night. Padres right now a game in back of L.A. Dodgers with an early 5-1 lead at Coors Field. Cease ready to go. Jung-Hoo Lee leads off. Swings at the first pitch. Fouls it straight back for strike one, and we are underway. Lee has had himself a nice couple of weeks here, an active 9-game hitting streak. 1 for 4 yesterday, 2 for 4 with a leadoff home run on Tuesday, and 1 for 4 with a bloop base hit in Game 1 of the series on Monday night. The 0-1 from Cease is lined over the head of the shortstop Bogaerts into center field, and a leadoff hit for Lee against Cease here in the top of the first inning. And that has been a theme, not just with Dylan on the mound, but generally as of late, early traffic against Padres starters.
Yeah, specifically in that last game, a lot of traffic. Jung-Hoo Lee swung at the first pitch, fouled it off, got another one he can handle, lines it right up the middle for a leadoff knock.
So a man aboard for Elliot Ramos, who's had a very eventful series, one way or the other. Remember the play with the Bogaerts home run on Monday night. Also 3 for 12 with a homer and a double at the dish. First pitch to him, and Ramos takes an angry fastball for a strike. 0-1. Game time temperature 79 degrees, brought to you by Lineage Watch Company, San Diego's very own watch brand and the official timepiece of the Padres Radio Network. 0-1, swing and a miss. Tried to check, but clearly went most of the way around. 40 years today at lineagewatchco.com. That's lineagewatchco.com. And if you are one of our Midwestern or East Coast listeners, you might want to close your ears. 0-2 to Ramos with Lee at first base, just underway. Cease with a long pause, now the pitch, and Ramos takes low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. This might be, without double checking, but this might be our warmest game time temperature of the year at Petco Park. And it's 79 degrees.
Yeah. It's toasty here in August.
John Rooney, I hope you're not listening. 1-2, Ramos fouls it straight back. A ball and 2 strikes. John, the great radio voice of the St. Louis Cardinals. Here it hasn't been 79 degrees in 5 months.
Specifically that whole crew. I hope none of them are listening at this point.
Ricky, Chip. Runner on first, nobody out, and time has been called here by Ramos. Mentioned Dylan's record 5-11. You know what, though? And this is really out of the ordinary for a record like that. The Padres in Dylan starts are 13-12. Tells you a little something about this bullpen, certainly. Ramos back in after using the timeout. Lee leading at first base, held on by Arraez. 1-2 to Elliot Ramos. Dylan deals and a ground ball to shortstop. Bogaerts charges, flips to second. That's one. Cronenworth to first in time and a double play. Just like that, 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the first.
A nice little reshuffle of the deck there. Gets the weak contact, and it's a candy hop. Right to Bogey. Flips it to Crone for the 6-4-3 double play. And you're right. I mean, you would think with the numbers that Dylan has this year that there's no way the Padres could be over 500 with him on the mound, but that is not the case.
Sign of a good team.
Yep.
Here's Rafael Devers, left-handed batter, swings at the first pitch, fouls it straight back on a line, 0-1. So 2 outs and nobody on here in the top of the first inning for Devers. 1 for 10 with a home run in the series Here's the 0-1 pitch and a ground ball to first base. Charged by Arise. He's got it behind the bag for himself. That's all for the Giants. In the top of the first, no runs, a hit, nobody left after the double play. And the Padres coming up against Justin Verlander on the Padres.
On the line. Don't call for relief from someone that's going to blow the game. You deserve the best team by your side each and every step of the way. That's where we come in. I'm David P. Shapiro. Let me and my team help you regain control of your future. Start by visiting davidpshapirolaw.com.
Hey, Padre fans, just like you, my pets are family. That's why I trust Petco for the food they love and the services they need to stay happy and healthy, all at great prices. Petco, where the pets go.
No score, bottom of the first inning. Tatis, Arise, and Machado against future Hall of Famer Justin Verlander, 42-year-old, making his 22nd start of the year and only his 4th ever start against the Padres.
Crazy.
First pitch on the way, and Tatis takes low and outside. That was a slider. Fernando able to check his swing, so it's 1-0. And the only time Fernando has ever seen Verlander was 2 years ago when Verlander pitched here as a member of the New York Mets. The other 2 starts came in his Tiger days. 1-0 pitch is in the dirt, 2 balls and no strikes. So just, sort of the quirks of the interleague schedule. Long-time Tiger, long-time Astro, and just 3 ever starts here. His first start against the Padres came at Petco in 2008. 2-0 pitch, and Tatis checks his swing but takes a strike. And just to sort of give you the perspective of how long ago it was that Justin Verlander made his first career start against the Padres, he beat Randy Wolf that night. Pudge Rodriguez was his catcher. Tony Clark played in the game for the Padres. Pudge is in the Hall of Fame. Tony Clark heads the Players Association. Ball low, 3-1. This guy's still pitching.
Remarkable. All of those things. Justin has had a very, very long and successful career, and lately pitching very much like he did in the past.
3-1. Fernando swings, skies it into shallow left field. Ramos coming in. Adames going back. It'll be the left fielder Ramos making the catch. And 1 away in the bottom of the first inning. 547 career starts for Verlander, 3 against the Padres. Last one, a no decision as a Met here 2 years ago. 6 innings, 3 runs, 2 of which were earned on 5 hits. And the other one besides that 2008 start was in April of 2014, one night after Andrew Kashner almost no-hit the Tigers. 1 out, nobody on for Luis Arise, and a fastball strike, 0-1. It is confirmed, by the way, by our friend AJ Casabell of MLB.com. This is the warmest game of the year at Petco. 79 degrees at first base. 0-1, the pitch to Arise, smacked foul the other way, 0-2 from Verlander.
What terrible weather we get here.
Arise 1 for 6 in his career against Justin Verlander. Bogarts and Machado, the 2 guys that have seen him with some regularity, although obviously much of that is much earlier in their careers. 1 out, nobody on, no score in the bottom of the first inning. 0-2 to Arise. Verlander delivers, and that was a, I think, breaking ball that just kind of slipped out of his hand and missed way high So now 1-2 to Arise. Padres a very impressive 8-1 win yesterday. J.P. Sears 6 strong. And the Padres with 4 home runs. A little bit out of character, but certainly a welcome thing. As Arise bounces this one on one hop to the second baseman. Koss, his throw to first is in time. And 2 away now in the bottom half of inning number 1 with Manny coming up. 8 for 33 in his career against Verlander. That's a .242 average. Homer, a couple of doubles, a triple. And when you look back at the bulk of the career for Justin Verlander, those are probably about as good a numbers as anybody's got against him.
Yeah, I think this is the next surefire Hall of Famer that when he decides to hang it up, he'll be headed that direction.
3 Cy Young Awards, 9 All-Star appearances, and an MVP as Manny swings through a first pitch fastball, strike 1. You know when a pitcher wins an MVP, a starting pitcher wins an MVP, it's some
a
kind
real
of
deal.
year.
It's the real deal.
Yeah.
I'm against it, but in the 3 times that I've seen it, it's been deserved.
2011 for Verlander with the Tigers. 0-1 is low. Ball and a strike 2 Machado. He went 24-5 that year with a .240 ERA.
That year, there were talks of 30 wins that year. I mean, that's the type of pace he was on there early.
2 outs, nobody on, no score, bottom of the first inning. Ball and a strike 2 Machado. Verlander will turn and deliver. And Manny swings and misses. And another fastball, 1-2. Home run last night for Machado, 4 for 12 in this series. He has also doubled. And as he went to first base after hitting the home run last night, he pointed into the Padre dugout. He was pointing at Yu Darvish. We learned from our friend J.P. Morosi of MLB Network. Ball outside, 2-2. And after the game, Manny told J.P. that, he had gone to Darvish, got a little bit of a scouting report, wanted some help. Says Yu sees everything, watches more video than anybody he knows. And Darvish pointed something out to him that helped him hit that home run. Here's the 2-2. It's in on the hands, ball 3.
Sometimes it's not going to come from a position player. There are many times where you can lean on the pitchers that are consistently watching a game. Yu Darvish probably at the top of the list. A little assist to Manny Machado on the home.
3-2, and Verlander delivers. Manny just gets a piece and rolls it foul toward the Padre on deck circle. Yu Darvish, one of the smartest, most interesting guys in the major leagues. 3-2 to Manny, who's battling away here against Verlander. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Veteran righty stares in, comes to an agreement with his catcher Kisner. Now the 3-2, and Machado hits it in the air up the left field line. It'll go foul. Ramos over to that side wall, and it'll push well into the seats out of play. So the battle continues here.
Tried to run the four-seamer in. Probably off the plate. Manny fouls it off. We'll do it again.
Manny hitting .292, 21 homers, 74 runs batted in, and 31 doubles. 3-2 again. Pitch 8, and Manny fouls it back to our right very sharply. And the count remains 3-2. Our friend John Downing nearly had himself a souvenir or a bruise. 3-2, Manny swings, sends it in the air high but not deep to left field. Ramos again over towards the line, tiptoeing into foul ground. He's got room up against that sidewall to make the catch and end a 1-2-3, bottom of the first. And to the second, no score against the Giants on the Padres Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Dr.
Five-man umpiring crew here today, and this young superstar is in the stands.
And did their feet get tangled up? Yes, so Hoppy tripped, or he might have caught that ball. Down.
There's a fastball, and there's a flying bat. It's a high car.
And that ball is off the ladder. It's actually off the ladder. You never see that.
Haggerty is on with an infield hit. A little tumble behind the mound, hat fell off. That was awesome. I mean, you just don't see that.
I can't imagine transitioning from loving baseball cards
to then knowing it's inevitably coming that you're going to be on baseball cards? What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I think the first card I saw was when they did something for USA Baseball, and then now seeing my face, seeing me playing baseball on a card, it was surreal. It wasn't that it was that moment where like, wow, this is really something.
The mental work.
Together we'll achieve more than any of us could alone. That's the power of Jess, and this is the power of us. Visit usbank.com today to get started. Member FDIC, copyright 2025 U.S. Bank.
Top of the second at Petco Park. The Trusted will score. The Padres nothing and the Giants nothing. Willie Adames will lead off for San Francisco against Dylan Cease, who had a scoreless top of the first. Gave up a lead single to Lee, but got a double play. And Adames takes the first one in the dirt, ball one. Adames back in the lineup yesterday after they gave him a day in Game 2 of this series on Tuesday. Went 0 for 3 with a walk and is 1 for 8 in this series. He's 0 for 12 against the Padres last week in San Francisco. And it's just generally been a tough month for him. 1-0 pitch, and Adames takes outside. 2 balls and no strikes. But for our purposes, probably the most important thing we've seen so far today is a clean first inning from Dylan Cease, because Saturday night at Dodger Stadium, it was anything but. Not to say he's out of the woods here, but it was a brutal start for him in his last outing. Adames fouls one away, 37 pitches, walked 4 guys, including each of the first 3.
Yeah, and that was different from the standpoint usually it takes, the 4th, 5th inning when Dylan had been seeing some of his struggles. That one was out the gate. You could see him and his discomfort on the mound.
2-1, and Adames takes a little bit high, ball 3. For Cease, when all was said and done, it was a very ugly line in that head-to-head meeting against Blake Snell. 3-1, Adames takes low ball 4, but we'll keep an eye on it now. Leadoff walk to Adames here in the second inning. So the Giants have had the first guy reach base each of the first 2 frames. Top of the second, brought to you by Sinley Food. Ignite your taste buds with the freshest flavors at Sinley Food. Discover authentic ingredients at 4665 El Cajon Boulevard, the Cook's Asian Resource. Dominic Smith will be the batter, left-hand hitting first baseman, who's hit in 4 consecutive games. And he swings at the first pitch, fouls it away, strike 1. Smith had a 2-run double off of Cease in San Francisco back on June 5th. That accounted for 2 of the 3 runs that Dylan allowed in that game. Went 5 innings. He was not ultra sharp, but not bad by any means. That was enough for the Giants. They won the game 4-2. Here's the 0-1. Smith sends it in the air, foul up the left field side. Sheets gives it a peek, but it'll be well into the seats. And that was a rare win for the Giants against the Padres this year. Pods have dominated the season series 9-3 now against San Francisco with just this 1 game to go. It's a really good job of taking care of business.
Padres, I was just going to say, they've taken care of business against the Giants, both at home and away.
Runner on first, nobody out, top of the second inning. 0-2 the pitch, and Smith cracks it foul on the ground at first base. Count remains 0-2.
The last couple of years, they've done well against the Giants here at home, but almost split, it seemed like, up at San Francisco. This year, that's not the case. Padres have dominated this series.
The first series in San Francisco, is one of those where every game, all 4, was a 1-run game. Much less dramatic when we were there last week. 0-2 again. Smith takes in the dirt. And now 1 ball, 2 strikes from Cease, who has struck out the 4th most batters in the National League this year, but also walked the 3rd most batters in the National League this year. And maybe that actually tells you everything you need to know about Dylan Cease's season.
I think it does. Speaks to the kind of inconsistent. The strikeouts have always been there. The walks, though, aren't usually as high as they are this season.
Runner on first, nobody out. The 1-2 to Smith, fouled away. Only guy in the National League, top 5 in both strikeouts and walks.
Really presents the conundrum that Cease is dealing with this year. I mean, the strikeouts are there, the stuff is still there, but pitching boils down to more than just stuff.
Here's that C word, command. And sometimes it's obviously off, like the other night in L.A. Other times it's more subtle, probably less perceptible, but still problematic. 1-2. Smith pops it foul again.
I think when it's less easy to spot, it really kind of hones in on why the good ones are really good. Because they command it all game long. There might be one or two that they miss. You gotta look at most pitches per inning. Dylan averaging about 18 pitches per inning.
It's 2 or 3 more than you want to be at, really max. 1-2, and Smith swings and misses, strike 3. Chased a fastball that was up for strikeout of the day for Dylan. 1 down in the top of the second inning.
And so, I mean, this inning is a perfect example. Lead walk, then a punchy for out number 1.
Really had to work to get the strikeout of Smith. 7-pitch battle, but 1 down. Adames at first base, and Casey Schmidt, who drove in the only Giant run of the night last night, will stand in. San Diegan takes a breaking ball low and outside. 1-0. Schmidt hit a home run against J.P. Sears with 1 out in the 4th inning. That made it 6-1 Padres. They'd go on to win 8-1. And perhaps Schmidt was a little bit fortunate he even got an opportunity to take that swing. Swings and misses here, 1-1, because I think it was the pitch before the home run. Surely looked like strike 3. But Sears did not get the call from the plate umpire, DJ Rayburn. And as so often seems to happen, Schmidt follows with a home run. The only dent against Sears yesterday, he was outstanding. 1-1 the pitch. And Schmidt takes low, 2 balls at a strike. All right, so here we go kind of again with Cease. I mean, in the first inning, he only threw 9 pitches. 8 of them were strikes. And a different story in the second, the walk, the long strikeout. And now he's behind 2-1 against Schmidt. Pitch on the way, and Schmidt lifts up the hands, takes inside, 3-1.
Yeah, and he walked Adames on 5 pitches. And so he had the 5-pitch AB. He was able to get Dominic Smith with 7. Now he's falling behind here 3-1 to Casey Schmidt.
Set at the belt, and Cease will deliver. Schmidt takes at the top of the zone. That will fill the count, 3-2. Borderline pitch went Dylan's way. Schmidt thought maybe it was ball 4, but Sean Barber, the home plate umpire, got that right. Crew Chief James Hoy at first base this afternoon. John Libka, the second base umpire, and DJ Rayburn over at third. 3-2. We'll see if Adames runs. He does not. And the pitch is popped up right side of the infield. Cronenworth over towards first base, fighting the sun. He gets there to make the catch. And 2 down in the top of the second inning.
The fastball executed in on the hands. Able to get the weak pop-up for out number 2.
Second baseman Christian Koss will get in now. No score, top of the second. Koss starting all 4 games of this series. 3 at second base, 1 at shortstop. 1 for 12 so far. Had a single last night with 4 strikeouts. Adames at first, 2 away here in the second inning. And Cease's first pitch is a breaking ball strike on the outer third. 0-1 to Koss. The 27-year-old from Riverside made his major league debut back at the beginning of April. Now the 0-1 from Cease, and Koss swings and misses, strike 2.
Good sweeper there to move ahead. Sweeper to start this at bat off and to get ahead 0-2.
Cease trying to work around the lead walk to Adames. He's at first base. 0-2 to Koss. Dylan delivers, and a swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the inning for Cease, who does work around the lead walk. And Adames is stranded at first base. Middle of the second. No.
There's the bunt. That could be trouble as Petrie. No, Stevie dives in and beats it. Good effort by Steve Lyons.
And that'll be a base hit right there. Good job. I'll tell you one thing, not a bad defensive play either by the Tigers.
Did you see that? He's going to get the dirt out, and all of a sudden he unbuckled his pants and they fell down.
I feel like food and sharing a meal with someone is a universal language. You can't go to a ballpark and not have a nice hot dog. So if I'm at the ballpark, I'm gonna get a nice heavy glizzy. You gotta have chili on there, you gotta have cheese. If your hot dog isn't bending in the middle because it's like about to fall apart, then you're not doing it right. So you gotta have a glizzy and then something cold, whatever it is, beer, lemonade. You gotta have something cold to wash that hot dog down with.
Have seen big changes as well. Inches lost, more confidence, improved blood pressure, more energy. Find out the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day. Fast and easy. No prepackaged meals, just real food. Schedule your free consultation now at sdfatloss.com. Mention my name, Tony, for $200 off. Bottom of the second is brought to you by Symbiotica, the official wellness partner of the San Diego Padres. Take charge of your health with premium supplements. Visit Symbiotica.com.
No score, Ryan O'Hearn, Xander Bogaerts, and Gavin Sheets coming up against Justin Verlander. Big series for O'Hearn, making his third consecutive start. And the pitch from Verlander misses outside. Padre cleanup hitter brought to you by Asgard Energy. Get a free solar estimate and clean up your energy bill at AsgardEnergy.com. Veteran and locally owned Asgard Energy, your trusted name in solar for Southern California. 1-0 to the left-handed hitter, and O'Hearn takes a little bit up and in. 2 balls and no strikes. O'Hearn 2 for 3 with an RBI single, a homer, a walk, 2 runs scored. Had the pinch hit home run in Game 1 of the series on Monday, and 5 for 9 in the series here against the Giants. 2-0 is swung on and tipped into the catcher's mitt. 2 balls and a strike now.
Well, he certainly seems locked in at the plate, putting together some good at-bats. Fit nicely into the middle of the lineup.
2-1. And Verlander deals. O'Hearn takes low. 3 balls and a strike. 3 for 3 in his career against Verlander with a double. But yeah, I mean, it's the fit more than anything else. And we often talk about the trade deadline and sort of the art and science of going out and making deals. And it's one thing to look at somebody's numbers and say, boy, those numbers would look great in our lineup. 3-1 pitch, and O'Hearn takes a strike. But obviously it goes beyond that. And, you know, sort of the kinds of at-bats that a guy takes matters, particularly on a team, I think, like the Padres. And O'Hearn, Laureano, Fermin, it's as if they've been here all year.
Yeah. The numbers part is the science, and then the art part is how do they fit in the structure.
3-2, fouled back.
And I don't know that A.J. Preller could have nailed it any better than he did. Remember, going into the deadline, there were a lot of names being thrown out there. A lot of them were guys that you would be inserting at the top part of the lineup. He attacked the specific part of the needs that this lineup needed to have. And boy, have O'Hearn, Laureano, and Fermin fit in, masterfully.
It has obviously changed some things for some guys, but Gavin Sheets, for one, has responded better than you ever imagined someone could. Here's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Filthy little something from Verlander had O'Hearn all tied up. He strikes out, 1 down in the bottom of the second inning. And the stat of the day brought to you by Culligan Water of San Diego, providing advanced water treatment solutions, including softeners, filters, and bottled water, ensuring cleaner, safer, and great tasting water for homes and businesses since 1936. Bogaerts to bat with 1 out, nobody on. Sheets is on deck. Gavin is the subject of the stat of the day. And Bogaerts takes a little bit outside, ball 1. Just to give you a sense of the playing time thing for Sheets and how impressive it is that he continues to contribute even with far fewer opportunities. Prior to the trade deadline, he started 95 of the Padres' 109 games. Bogaerts takes a strike, 1-1. That's 87% of the time prior to the deadline Gavin Sheets was in the lineup. Not counting today, since the deadline, 4 starts in 18 games. That's 22% of the time. And yet there he was, hitting 2 home runs last night. 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed.
You have a decision to make when you're put in Gavin's situation. You can pout about it, you could be disappointed, or you could just keep your head down and make sure you're ready when your number's called. And clearly, Gavin has done that.
1 out, nobody on, 1-2 to Bogaerts. And Xander reaches for it, grounds it slowly to shortstop. Adames charges, gets rid of it, and just in time at first base. Nicely done, 2 away. Bogaerts for a long time this year was leading the league in infield hits. Almost had another one there. But a good play by Adames. 2 down, nobody on, no score. And here is Gavin Sheets.
Well, Gavin got his career high, tied his career high, and set his career high in last night's ball game.
Numbers 16 and 17 on the year. 2 outs, nobody on. And Sheets takes upstairs 1-0 from Verlander.
Called him a strike.
Really?
Yes.
But why?
Certainly didn't fit the criteria, but nonetheless, it's 0-1.
Fouled back. That is strike 2. No, it did not fit the criteria because it was up by his eyes. And I know Gavin's big and all, but goodness. All right, so he's in an 0-2 hole. 4 for 8 in the series, 2 homers and a double. Hitting .257. Mentioned the career high 17 homers, 58 runs batted in, 18 doubles and a triple. As Tony said last week, you don't have to get ready if you stay ready, and he has. But here a swing and a miss and a changeup in the dirt, and a 1-2-3 second for Verlander with a couple of Ks. End of the 3rd inning at Petco Park. No score against the Giants on the Padres Radio Network.
Hello, this is...
Well, we had a special guest on the field before the game today, Pepe the Penguin.
Pepe was a little cranky today.
If you're at the ballpark with your kid, what's most important? You got to get snacks for Junior. This is a rare father-son first base coaching combo.
Well, after Dinger put up a sign that said, "Mrs. Met, call me," Mrs. Met has her response.
That hit my bat. That was a foul ball I want to hit. He was trying to stay in the hit. See, look, he said foul ball, foul ball. He didn't want to go down to first base. He wanted to hit.
Loss program that really works.
Many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation now at sdfatloss.com. That's sdfatloss.com. Results may vary.
Every game this year, Jesse and I will be answering questions from our listeners. And if you have a question for us, go to 973thefansd.com/question to send one in, and we may answer it on the air. Again, that's 973thefansd.com/question.
Top of the 3rd, no score. Luis Matos will lead off for the Giants, called up today from AAA Sacramento. And he takes a fastball strike, 0-1. They optioned Grant McCray, and so Matos back in the big leagues. This is his 3rd separate stint of the season on the Major League roster. Last MLB action was on August 2nd. Pitch here, fouled back to our right, almost the exact same spot as the first inning. And now 0-2 to Matos, who's hitting .167 in 40 Major League games this year. 5 homers, 13 runs batted in. 32 games at AAA where he hit .260 with 7 home runs. 23-year-old from Venezuela. And the 0-2 misses low and outside from Cease, ball 1. Dillon going to try and retire the leadoff hitter for the first time in 3 tries. Jung Hoo Lee a single to lead off the first, and Adames threw a walk to lead off the second. 1-2. And a pitch. Matos reaches for it, bounces it foul at third base. Who's hot, who's not? Brought to you by the Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware, the official grilling store of the Padres Radio Network. For all your grilling needs, visit them on University Avenue or at thegrillingstoresd.com. Trying to manifest something here. The Rockies are hot. Tonight or today, as the sun is out, they trail the Dodgers 8-2 in the 5th inning. But you put that aside, the Rockies are hot. They've won 7 out of 10. I bet you didn't know that. Here's the 1-2, and Matos fouls it back to the screen. Colorado 15-16 since the All-Star break. If you go back to July 4th, they've actually got a better record than the Dodgers do. And they are now just 4 victories away from avoiding setting the loss record that the White Sox set a year ago.
It was not looking pretty for a while.
It was really not. Paul Lowe 2-2. You go back to May, even June, and it was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna run right past the White Sox.
I mean, those numbers really, put baseball in such a perspective. I mean, the Rockies, going back to, would you say July 4th, have a better record than the Dodgers. Let that sink in for a sec. It also tells you why the Padres are right back in this bad boy.
2-2 line to, yeah, foul ball.
I mean, the Padres had to do a lot of work to get to this point, and it just goes to show you different portions of the season will look a whole lot different than other portions. Dodgers looked like they couldn't lose a game first couple of months.
2-2 to Matos with Kisner and Lee to follow, and Cease's pitch is a check swing foul. Padres still go to Colorado one more time, first weekend of September. So we got 3 games against the Rockies. And I don't say this sarcastically. Warren Schaefer, who took over when they let Buddy Black go, should get some consideration for Manager of the Year. Here's the 2-2. Matos rips it foul in the air down the left field line. I wouldn't suggest that he should win it because they're going to finish with the record that they're going to finish with.
Consideration is the perfect word for it.
Get some love for it.
He should at least be thought of.
Yeah. Some down
because they
votes.
were on pace to shatter that record.
Yeah, they were looking like they were going to lose like 120 games. 2-2 again. Pitch 10. And Matos skies it into right center field. Ramon Laureano will get called off. And now Tatis stopped, let it go. It bounces and rolls behind them all the way to the warning track. And Matos is going to end up at third base. It appeared from here that Tatis called Laureano off. But then they both stopped, and the ball bounced and rolled beyond them, and an ugly bit of defense in center with Dylan Cease on the mound for the second consecutive start.
Now, Toddy takes the responsibility for it, and I think it's on Toddy because Laureano peeled out. He's going away from the ball. But this is also what happens when you got new teammates in the outfield. I am assured that doesn't happen if Jackson Merrill's out there, but getting to know a new center fielder and their habits takes longer than a couple of games.
Goes as a triple for Matos officially. Now Kisner lines one to right. Fernando over towards the line, can't get there. It's to play it on a hop. Now it kicks away from him. The run will score. Kisner trying for 2, and he's in ahead of the tag from Bogaerts. So the Giants go ahead on a triple and a double, 1-0 here in the third.
You can kind of see how a previous play can impact the very next one. Toddy going after that ball like he was shot out of a cannon, in part because he didn't make the last play. He got far too close to that ball, wasn't able to get to it, checks up on him and gets by him. That allows Kisner to slide in the second with a double.
Probably should have been a single. The other one probably should have been an out. Instead, a double following a triple. Runner on second, nobody away. And top of the order, Jung-Hoo Lee, he takes high. Remember, Cease had his own issues on Saturday night at Dodger Stadium with all the walks. But you also had the play where Merrill and Tatis got together, and Jackson was unable to squeeze one. A couple of runs came in to score. 1-0 to Lee. Runner on second base. The pitch from Cease is in the air, foul out of play left side, 1-1.
So really the first real bit of bad baseball for the Padres in this series. Puts the Giants ahead 1-0.
Verlander has to be thrilled to see that. They've played such bad defense behind him this year. And to have it go the other way. 1-1 to Lee, grounded slowly to second base. That'll move the runner at least. Cronenworth charges it and leaves it right on the grass. He was going to try that glove flip, and the ball just kind of kicked out of his glove and sat on the grass cutout. So an infield hit for Lee, but, I mean, you could argue very easily here, 3 misplays in 3 chances here this inning. Kisner now at third, Lee at first, still nobody out. Elliot Ramos coming up, and Ruben Niebla going to go out and chat.
And it's especially not helpful when a guy on the mound who was already kind of going through his own issues on the season is now being bogged down by some plays that quite frankly, should have been made behind him and weren't.
Visit to the mound brought to you by the Window Depot, offering the best prices and biggest inventory on in-stock vinyl windows and interior and exterior doors. Order online or find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. Giants with a 1-0 lead. A triple that should have been a flyout, a double that should have been a single, and now an infield hit that probably should have been an out. No official errors, but 3 plays not made by the Padres here this inning. And Ramos will stand in with men on the corners and nobody away.
It is indeed official now.
They gave an error?
Yeah.
All right, we'll see if that stands up.
That'll be the next thing we're watching for.
A lot of official scoring changes these days. First pitch is a little bit low. Ball 1 to Ramos, who grounded into a double play his first time. Padres playing the infield back here, so they'd be willing to trade 2 outs here for a run. Man, that's a tough error. 1-0, and Ramos fouls it back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Slowly hit on the ground. Cronenworth charging it. He was going to try the glove flip and just never got it all the way in his glove. But either way, Lee is at first. That's kind of the brass tacks of it. 1-1. And the pitch to Ramos is grounded to shortstop. That could be 2. Bogarts flips to Cronenworth on to first. It is in time. So for the second time today, Ramos grounds into a double play. This one plates Kisner, and the Giant lead is 2-0.
You wonder if the human element played a part in that, in the scoring of Cronenworth's ball, right? I mean, 2 plays before preceded that one, and he's the one that gets the error. Nonetheless, Cease gets 2 outs. Giants leave 2-0.
Yeah, kind of a best-case scenario, all things considered. Here's Devers, and he takes low outside. All right, we told you the Rockies are hot. Devers' former teammate, Cedon Rafaela of the Boston Red Sox, is not. 5 for his last 47. No homers, 1 RBI. Base is empty, 2 outs. The 1-0 to Devers, swung on and fouled at the plate. Good curveball from Cease. And the count is even, 1-1. Dillon out of the windup will deliver his 50th pitch of the day, and it's high. 2 balls and a strike. Now the 2-1, Devers, big swing, sends it in the air to center field, straight away and deep. Laureano backing up onto the warning track, and about 2 steps in front of the wall, he makes the catch to end the inning. Giants get a couple of runs on 3 misplays.
So the reason I got to Cooperstown is because I played with Cal and I played with Eddie and I played with some of the greatest players ever. And, you know, I just had to figure out how I did my job, and I was honored to have some of the best players that ever played put on uniforms, and they happen to be Oriole uniforms. If there's ever any doubt that I'm 78, all I got to do is look at my old cards, and I know.
Right into a Jensen beef patty, you can taste all the real beef flavor and the quality we stand for. Look for the black box in the frozen section at Food for Less. Jensen Meat, a proud sponsor of the Padres Radio Network.
The homestand continues this weekend when the Dodgers come to Petco Park tomorrow through Sunday. Limited tickets remain. Secure yours today at Padres.com/tickets.
Bottom of the 3rd inning, Trustin will score. The Giants 2 and the Padres nothing. Ramon Laureano leads off against Justin Verlander, and he takes a first pitch fastball for a strike, 0-1. Padres playing from behind after the Giants took advantage of some sloppy defense in the top of the inning and scored a pair of runs. 0-1 the pitch. And Laureano out in front of a curveball, swings and misses, 0-2. And talk about it a lot when the Padres and Dodgers get together in that game Saturday night last weekend with Cease on the mound and not really being able to overcome the mistakes that were made. Not on the bases, not in the field, not on the mound. And now there's just no margin for error. 0-2 is outside. A little bit different maybe against the Giants at this point. This is something that's survivable as long as it doesn't continue for the Padres. Feels like against the Dodgers, the Phillies, those teams, you have an inning like that, it gets worse than just 2-0.
Maybe. With Verlander on the mound and him throwing the ball the way he has to this point.
Out of the way, still 1-2.
That could be a more difficult proposition. Typically, yes, I 100% agree. Phillies, Dodgers, those type of teams are certainly the type that you can't have those type of mistakes because they will make you pay.
Verlander Saturday against Tampa Bay, 7 shutout innings, 2 hits, 8 strikeouts, didn't walk anybody. Laureano grounds one to third, backhanded by Schmidt. The long throw is perfect. And in time, 1 away, as we pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Padres Radio Network.
KWFN-FM and KWFN-HD1 San Diego.
Hey, it's Fernando Tatis Jr. You're listening to Padres Baseball on Padres Radio Network.
And Odyssey Sports Station.
With Tony Gwynn Jr. and our producer-engineer Dave Marcus, I'm Jesse Agler, 2-0 Giants, with 1 out and nobody on in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Number 8 hitter Jake Cronenworth to face Justin Verlander. Talked about how good he was in his last start against the Rays. That's kind of been the thing lately for him. Fastball strike to Jake, 0-1. 2 starts ago at home against the Nationals, it got ugly for Verlander. He allowed 5 runs on 11 hits in 5 innings. But outside of that, his 4 most recent starts have all been brilliant. Here's the 0-1, and Jake takes another fastball for a strike in an 0-2 hole.
This is the one pitcher on this staff, maybe outside of Webb, that you give him some extra runs to work with, he could be a problem.
You do have that sense of like, all right, he's 42 years old. You're never quite sure what it's going to look like today, but so far, very, very sharp. 7 up, 7 down. And a fastball way high. 1-2 to Cronenworth.
Anytime a pitcher gets of his age, it's not necessarily the start. It's how it goes as the game goes along. Can he continue this type of command and sharpness that he has here early on?
1-2. And Cronenworth fouls it straight back on a line. Count remains the same.
But you know his stuff is on today just based on some of the swings we've seen so far from the Padres. Still looking for their first knock of this ballgame.
And again, the odd, funny thing, not a lot of familiarity for these Padre hitters, most of them against Verlander. Jake just 1 for 3 against him from that game as a Met 2 years ago. 1-2 pitch is a curve taken low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. I think 15 years from now, when you see a picture of Justin Verlander in a Met uniform, you're going to say, he was a Met?
Yeah, 100%. That happened? What year was that?
Ichiro's a Marlin. 2-2. Cronenworth rips it in the air down the right field line. Taking aim for the pole and foul. Well, you saw Gavin Sheets last night, and he thought might as well try that out. But a little bit too far out in front of it, and the count remains 2-2.
Verlander tried to double up on that curveball, almost paid a price for it. Showed it to Cronenworth the pitch before. This time he saw it out of the hand. Couldn't quite keep it fair.
So still 2-2. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Verlander delivers, and Cronenworth again rips it down the right field side. This time more on a line, and once again foul.
So a couple of missed spots there from Verlander. That was a change. I'm certainly sure he did not want that one middle in there. Fortunate again, Cronenworth out in front, fouls it off.
Padres down 2-0, 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2-2, Verlander ready to pitch. And Cronenworth lines it the other way this time. That is once again a foul ball into the left field corner. So battle mode here against Verlander. Got a heater that time.
9th pitch of the AB.
Machado at a 9-pitch at bat in the 1st inning. O'Hearn at a 7-pitch battle in the 2nd inning. And now Cronenworth making him work here in the 3rd. 2-2 the pitch. And Jake fouls it back. We do it again. Padres have gotten their relentlessness back at the plate in the last couple of weeks.
Specifically towards this part of the lineup, too. They have been just annoying to deal with. Even when they're not getting hits, you're seeing these type of long at-bats. They start to tax a pitcher after a while.
Generally end up paying dividends, no doubt. 1 out, nobody on, 2-2. 10th pitch of the at-bat on the way. And Jake takes Oh, a little low, ball 3. It looked good. And Verlander did not get the call from the home plate umpire, Sean Barber.
First sweeper of the at-bat, and it seemed like it caught Cronenworth by surprise. Verlander does not get the call. Count moves to 3-2.
Bob Melvin all over Sean Barber from that third base dugout. So now pitch 11, and Cronenworth fouls it back out of play. Blue sky baseball on a warmer afternoon here downtown. Hottest game time temperature of the season at Petco Park, 79 degrees. 1 out, nobody on, down by 2. The payoff pitch, and Cronenworth swings and misses, strike 3. So on pitch 12, Verlander finally gets him. Third strikeout of the afternoon for the future Hall of Famer. And 2 outs for Freddie Fermin, the last Padre to get a look at Verlander here today.
That time he executed that curveball below the zone and got Cronin to go over the top for the punch.
Padres looking for their first base runner of the afternoon. Pitch to Fermin, hit on 2 hops right to the shortstop Adames. Down to 1 knee, he's got it, and the throw to first in time. To end a 1-2-3 third. Verlander has started his day 9 up and 9 down. Go to the 4th, 2-0 Giants on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey, it's Rick from Baja Rick's Cantina.
This is going to be one of those games that you're going to have to fight the elements. Wow! And I don't think that'll be the last bat toss we see tonight.
I would imagine not. As he slid behind Neto, took out his legs, but Neto held on to the ball.
Check out what our cameras caught. That's right. Smacking himself in the face. He really likes to pump himself up and make himself angry.
Oh, he used the hand. That's pretty nice. Yeah, take a bow. All right, absolutely.
The beauty of this jersey is the feel, the texture, the thin, the stitching is heavy, so you kind of feel that jersey that was very heavy. Check it out, the last name and the number, they have a little glitter on them, so they kind of stack up. It just feels right. I had some really cool cleats to go with it. The way it gets dirty when you slide, it just kind of like rubs off on that glitter. It's really, really cool.
Locally owned Asgard Energy is offering free estimates for solar panels and batteries. To get yours, visit AsgardEnergy.com. That's ASGARD Energy.com.
Top of the 4th inning, Trustin will score. The Giants 2 and the Padres nothing. Adames, Smith, and Schmidt 4, 5, and 6 coming up against Dylan Cease, who had a rocky third, although it was certainly not all his doing. There was a triple that should have been an out, a double that should have been a single, and an error that obviously should have been an out. Adames walked his first time. That's the only walk Cease has allowed so far. That's something of a step in the right direction after the 6 walks issued last Saturday at Dodger Stadium. Pitch to Adames is a breaking ball, strike, 0-1. Going to have some different-looking pitching matchups, obviously, this weekend against the Dodgers than we had last week, and I think that's kind of fun. 0-1, and Adames swings and misses strike 2. I am notoriously bad at rotation math, but Jeff Sanders of the Union Tribune put it together. So if this is wrong, you can blame Jeff. But he's got Snell and Darvish tomorrow night. 0-2 to Adames. Cease steals, and a swing and a miss. Third strikeout of the day for Dylan Cease. And 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. Then Glasnow and Cortez on Saturday, followed by Yamamoto and Pivetta on Sunday afternoon.
It's good matchups, assuming everybody's at their best. Should be a fun weekend.
1 out, nobody on. Dominic Smith was the first strikeout victim for Cease. And he takes low ball 1. Top of the fourth brought to you by Genesis Home Improvement, San Diego's trusted painting, roofing, and window company. One-0 pitch, grounded foul right side. So a ball and a strike to the veteran first baseman, Dominic Smith. Product of the RBI program in Los Angeles, reviving baseball in inner cities. Has done a lot to give back to his home community. 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed, strike two. One of his coaches and mentors when he was growing up and coming up, a dear friend of ours, Sergio Del Prado, who works on all things revenue for the Padres. Serge, a sports business lifer, huge baseball fan, and obviously a pretty good coach. He's got a guy in the big leagues. 1-2 to Dom Smith. C steals, and Smith takes low, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Speaking of some of the things they do for the community, J.P. Crawford and Dominic Smith host a high school tournament in Los Angeles that they've had now, I believe, for three years in a row. Give these guys some exposure that otherwise they wouldn't get.
2-2, and a check swing foul.
When you come from that and you have benefited from those type of programs, you understand the importance of them.
Smith waiting the left-handed batter's box as Cease stares in. Now the 2-2 pitch on the way. And Smith takes right down the middle, bottom of the zone, strike 3 called. Back-to-back Ks for Cease here in the 4th inning. 2 outs, nobody on. 2-0 Giants. And Casey Schmidt will be the batter.
Good fastball right at the bottom of the zone. And Cease with 2 punchies to begin the 4th inning.
Couple of hits for Schmidt in this 4-game series, both of them extra base hits, a home run last night and a double. First pitch from Cease is right at the knees, and that is a slider strike, 0-1. So Dillon looking very Dillon here in this 4th inning, and that is certainly a positive for him and the Pods. Trying to work a 1-2-3 inning for the first time today, and a swing and a miss at a high fastball, 0-2. 12 starts at Petco this season. Cease 5-3 with a 3.61 ERA. 13 starts on the road, 0-8 with a 5.65. And whether there's anything to that or not, at this point in the season, you can't hide from it. And continuing to form here at home. 0-2 to Schmidt. Opportunity to strike out the side. Here's the pitch on the way, and Schmidt swings, lines it into left field gently. Sheets coming on, has to play it on a hop. Would have been kind of one of those sellout dives had he chosen to make it and ended up playing it safe. Probably the right choice. So a single for Schmidt into left field. 2-out single to keep it going for Christian Koss.
Able to reach out there and kind of just hook this slider in the left field. Drops it just in front of Gavin Sheets. Casey Schmidt picks up the 2-out knock here in the 4th.
Man aboard, and Koss stands in 0-for-1 with a strikeout. First pitch is a sharp breaking ball strike on the inside edge. 0-1 to the right-handed hitter. Giants with a 2-0 lead, both runs coming last inning. Cease had a fairly quick first, but had to work in the last 2 frames. See how it goes here. This is his 65th pitch of the day. 0-1 to Koss, grounded foul, and ahead again. No balls, 2 strikes. Schmidt leading at first base, held on by Arise. 0-2 to Koss. The pitch from Cease, swung on and missed, strike 3. Just humped up with a fastball, blew him away. And 3 strikeouts here in a scoreless 4th inning for Dylan Cease. After 3.5, Giants 2, Padres 0. Top of the order coming up on the Padres Radio Network.
Nobody likes an old yuck. .
snack that Freddie cannot resist?
I would have to say chips and guacamole. Organic mango, yeah.
Is that because of the strong Dominican contingent in the major leagues, bro? Has anybody ever struck out and gone crazy and smashed a cooler full of mangoes?
Nah, our team's not really into smashing each other's stuff, I guess.
Are you a seasoning guy? You like to drown your stuff in dips and sauces?
No. Gotta watch my figure.
And it looks great, brother.
I appreciate it.
Very sexy man.
Yeah,
Let's go, Freddie Freeman, ladies and gentlemen.
We know what it takes to win multi-million-dollar settlements in the San Diego courts. Don't face this alone. Learn more at SeriousAccidents.com. Local attorneys, serious results.
Bottom of the fourth is brought to you by EcoWater SoCal. Keeping it soft and celebrating 100 years of water perfection. Visit EcoWaterSoCal.com. Your water should be perfect.
Top of the order for the Padres in this bottom of the fourth inning. They trail the Giants 2-0. Justin Verlander has started his day 9 up, 9 down. See what happens here. As Fernando gets in, rips the first pitch down the left field line, and the first hit of the day for the Pods going to be extra bases into the left field corner. Ramos picks it up on the warning track, sends it in, and Tatis standing at second with a lead double. That was the Padres' first hit of the game, brought to you by Frozen Ropes Travel Ball. Free tryouts are underway for ages 7 to 14 with Coach Kurt and his Frozen Ropes team. Check them out at SanDiegoFrozenRopes.com. That's SanDiegoFrozenRopes.com.
No waiting around for Todd. He jumped on the first pitch heater. Keeps it just inside that third base bag. Past Casey Schmidt. Lead dub for Fernando Tatis Jr.
Opponents hitting .304 against Verlander, second time through this year, as Arise takes a high strike, 0-1. So the Giants with a 2-0 lead, but the Padres a leadoff double here in the bottom of the fourth inning against Verlander. He was very sharp, obviously, going 9 up, 9 down with 3 strikeouts, although they made him work. Now Verlander will wheel around and watch Tatis back to second base. The third baseman, Schmidt, seems at least a little bit concerned about the possibility of an Arise bunt, but he's also got to contend with Fernando bouncing around at second base. Here's the 0-1. And Arise lines it into left field. Ramos coming in, and he had to play it on a hop. It'll be a base hit for Luis Arise. And the Padres are set up. Runners on the corners, nobody out.
And even playing shallow there. Couldn't get to that liner. Inside out's the fastball. Shoots it to left, first and third now for Manny Machado.
Here comes the lumber, brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers. Fix it, build it, enjoy it. So very obviously the best opportunity of the day. First and third, nobody out for Manny. Machado with his 21st home run of the season last night, part of that power surge that the Padres put together. First pitch is a fastball strike, bottom of the zone, 0-1. Manny had a battle at bat with Verlander in the first inning, but then ended up fouling out to the left fielder Ramos. Rise at first, Tatis at third, and the 0-1 looped foul the other way, 0-2. Padres went a little home run crazy last night. It was great to see. Sheets with 2, Manny with 1, O'Hearn to straightaway center. That insurance run in the 7th inning. Mike Schilt not disappointed about that. 0-2, Manny rips it in the air down the left field line, but it is hooking and foul.
How many balls have we seen in this series go in that area? Just misses a 3-run shot here off that Western Metal Supply Company building.
Adames did it twice last night. Still 0-2. And Manny takes in the dirt outside. It's knocked down by Kisner. Fernando thought about sprinting home, but decided against it as Kisner kind of had to chase it up the first baseline. It's just ball 1.
Smart from Toddy. Down 2. You got Manny Machado in the box. No need to pull off the high-risk play here. Stays put. They will remain first and third. 1-2 count to Manny Machado.
If this was a tie game 8th inning, he's on his way.
For sure.
Pitch is low now, 2-2.
This is typical Verlander's. Been 94, 95 all game. All of a sudden he gets into a tight spot. 97 comes out.
That is how it used to be. It's called pitching. 2-2 in the air up the first baseline. It'll push foul into the seats.
Exactly. And, you know, Justin has spoke, I think, as eloquently as you can in terms of what pitching is today versus what it was. He's old school like that. He'll sit 94, 95, and when he needs it, he'll reach back in that pocket and pull out 97, 98. He still got it, even at the age of 42.
First and third, nobody out. The 2-2 to Manny is fouled back. You know, it's funny you say that. I'm kind of diving into all the numbers on Verlander before the game today in terms of, the metrics. And I don't generally throw those numbers out there because I don't think they make for good radio. But, I mean, he's basically stuff-wise and all that a league average pitcher right now in a lot of metrics, which is remarkable for being a 42-year-old.
Yes, because you got to think the league averages in today's game from when he came up are a lot higher. Whether we're talking spin, whether we're talking velocity, all those metrics have risen since he came into the league, and he's at league average at 42.
2-2 again. Manny takes low and outside, ball 3. So Machado, for the second time in 2 at-bats today, really making Verlander work. Padres down 2-0, but they've got a rise at first, Tatis at third, and nobody out here in the 4th inning. Ryan O'Hearn, who like Machado homered last night, is waiting on deck. See if Arise runs from first base. He does. Manny swings, loops it into shallow left center field. That's going to get down, and a base hit. Tatis will come in to score. Arise got a great read. He goes to third, and Manny Machado puts the Pods on the board. It's 2-1.
Hell of an at-bat for Manny Machado there. Down 0-2, had to lay off some tough breaking balls. And on the 3-2 pitch, just kind of reaches out, soft serves in the left center. That brings Toddy home and allows Arise to go first to third. Padres cooking in the 4th with no outs as Ryan O'Hearn comes to the plate.
Justin Verlander has thrown 62 pitches this afternoon. Manny has seen 18 of them in 2 at-bats. Three straight Padre hits to begin the inning. And now the tying run at third base with still nobody out. O'Hearn coming up, and the catcher Kisner visiting with Verlander out on the mound. Padres have had some really long ABs today. Machado a pair of 9-pitch at-bats, O'Hearn a 7-pitch at-bat, Cronenworth a 12-pitch at-bat.
We talked about it. This has been a part of the resurgence of this offense. You've started to see those type of at-bats really up and down, 1 through 9.
Mound visit is over, so here is O'Hearn. First and third, nobody out. First pitch, swing and a miss at a high fastball, 0-1. O'Hearn struck out his first time up. Now is leading off in the 2nd inning against Verlander. Machado and Arise lead the 0-1 pitch, and O'Hearn rips it over the head of Smith and just foul. Up the right field line, 0-2.
Almost went down and got a good breaking ball. Just missed keeping this fair. Ends up fouled by about 2 feet.
Padres down by 1. 0-2 to Ryan O'Hearn. Verlander deals. And O'Hearn takes down and in, a ball and 2 strikes.
Doubles up on the slider. This time, O'Hearn lays off. Count moves to 1-2.
Three straight hits to begin the inning. Padres have scored 1. They want more. The 1-2 in the dirt again. And O'Hearn takes 2 balls, 2 strikes. Machado at first, Arise at third, and nobody out. 2-1 Giants in the bottom of the 4th inning. Verlander with that right foot pressed up against the rubber on the third base side. Now he comes set at the belly. 2-2 to O'Hearn. The pitch. And a swing and a miss. O'Hearn strikes out for the 2nd time today. 4th of the afternoon for Verlander. And the elusive first out for Verlander here in the 4th.
Started him and finished him the same way in back-to-back at-bats. This time, O'Hearn a little bit more prepared for the slider. Gets off a good swing, but still a little bit late picking it up. He goes down swinging for out number 1.
That'll be Bogarts, who has grounded his shortstop already today. Giants certainly looking for another one of those right here.
In this kind of trouble, getting those empty outs becomes very important.
Pitch on the way. Bogarts swings, sends it in the air to left field, pretty deep. Ramos measuring it up, coming in, making the catch. Arises tagging. Here's the throw. No chance to get him. A sac fly for Xander Bogarts, and a 2-2 game here in the fourth. Machado also tags and goes to second base.
Job well done there from Xander. Gets it deep enough to tie this ball game at 2. Manny Machado with the heads-up play. He tags from first to second, puts himself in scoring position, but most importantly, this game's tied at 2.
So remember, again, the Padres had first and third, nobody out this inning, and you're thinking to yourself, man, you got to score at least 2, and they have. Now an opportunity for a go-ahead run, and Gavin Sheets at the dish. Manny at second, 2 away. Sheets 0 for 1. He struck out his first time. Job done. Now trying to get greedy. First pitch on the way, and Sheets pops it back towards us. It bounced and then went right into A.J. Preller's booth. Or maybe Eric Krugner's. Either way, a souvenir.
Somebody's happy.
0-1 to Sheets, the pitch. And Gavin, a check swing grounder foul in front of third base coach Tim Leeper. So 0-2 to Sheets with Machado at second, 2 outs in the fourth. Padres have tied the game. Now, if you look at it, right, the Padres, they have erased that sloppy inning in which the Giants scored 2 runs. Starting fresh. 0-2 is high. Check swing appeal to third base. Did not offer. And the count is 1-2. Padres 2 for 3 in the early goings here with runners in scoring position. Never hate to see that. Ball and 2 strikes to Gavin Sheets. The pitch from Verlander in the dirt, blocked by Kisner. Machado will head back to second base. And the count is even 2-2. A long inning here for Verlander, not just in terms of number of pitches, but intensity of pitches that he's had to throw. Padres have pressured him from the first pitch when Tatis doubled. 2-2. Here it is to Sheets, and Gavin loops it in the air, foul third base. Schmidt over to give it a peek, but it'll be well into the seats. Comes down to the 14th row behind the San Francisco dugout. And the count remains 2-2. Tatis, Arraez, and Machado with base hits to begin the inning. Padres have tied it. Now Manny at second, 2 down. 2-2 to Sheets. Waited on it. Sends it in the air to left field straight away. Ramos with the sunglasses on, looking into the blue sky. And he makes the catch to end the inning. But the Padres get a pair of runs on 3 hits. They leave Machado at second. And after 4 innings at Petco Park, 2-2 against the Giants on the Padres Radio Network.
Tony Gwynn Jr. here. The baseball season is upon us, which means long days and restless nights. So I spoke to my friends at Symbiotico.
Needed. Stay in your car while they change your oil and check your tires, battery, and fluids. Coupons at SoCalOilChange.com.
Top of the fifth is brought to you by Cask & Coast Premium California Bourbon. Winners of 6 gold medals. Visit them at CaskandCoast.com or ask for it at Baja Rick's before the game.
2-2 game as Dylan Cease goes back to work. Luis Matos will lead off for the Giants, and he takes a first pitch curveball for a strike, 0-1. Matos began the run-scoring rally for the Giants in the third inning. But it was a ball that should have been caught. Ended up as a triple. The 1 pitch is ripped on a line foul up the left field side, 0-2. Today's question of the day brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. If you have questions about your health, visit kp.org/San Diego. Kaiser Permanente for all that is you. Aztec Steve in Monument, Colorado, with today's question of the day. So you know you're going to like it. Here's the 0-2. And Mato swings and misses. Strike 3, number 6 for Dylan Cease. And 1 out in the 5th inning. Aztec Steve, no relation to Bruin Dave back here. Aztec Steve says, Jesse and Tony, your broadcasts are very consistent and professional. Well, thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
He wants to know, are there any superstitious actions you can tell us about that keep you on track? Timeout called by Kisner before his AB. RBI double and a run scored his first time up. 2-2 game here in the 5th.
I don't have one.
I wouldn't say there's a lot of superstition, but there's a lot of routine.
For sure.
And those things are cousins, right?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
I have one superstitious thing that I kind of do, and I've never even told you about it.
I wonder if I've picked up on it without even knowing.
It's on the scorecard, so probably
so I
not.
don't. Okay.
Yeah. It's just kind of the way I write something down. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I got that. It's just because I'm a little crazy. First pitch to Kisner is low, ball 1. I mean, there are some extraordinarily superstitious people in this game.
Yes, there are.
Our former colleague Bob Melvin over in that giant dugout. He's at the top of that mountain. Talked a lot about Bob's superstitions when he was managing the Padres. 1-0. And Kisner hits it in the air to left field. Pretty well struck. Sheets backing up. He'll have a play, though. Now in a couple of steps, and Gavin makes the catch. 2 down in the top of the 5th of a 2-2 game. Jung-Hoo Lee coming up.
Poor Bo Mel still being terrorized by Mark Grant.
Now, they've known each other since, I think, like 1984. Bo Mel, one of the catchers who had the privilege of working with a young Mark Grant in the major leagues. And, yeah, Bob's very particular about his desk, among other things.
We found that out really through Mark because they were teammates when he was a young pup.
And Bob was similar then as now, obviously. Lee takes inside. And so, yeah, Mud will terrorize Bob Melvin. Move things around on the desk, knock the pens over.
And of course,
fastball strike 1-1.
Of course, because they're here in San Diego, Mud can have access to his office before Bo Mel gets here. And, you know, of course, Mud took every privilege he could to go in there and rearrange the desk a little
Privilege is the right word. Ball in the dirt, 2-1. And Bob's a very good sport about it, but also
annoyed by it.
Yeah. What was the hard candy routine? We talked about it a lot when Bob was managing the Padres. I think it was odd number innings. He pops in a new hard candy. Here's the 2-1 to Lee, fouled back 2-2.
And they had to be like close to team colors or something?
The last one.
The last one had to be team colors.
So with the Padres brown, I think it was a root beer barrel. And with the A's, it was like a lemon thing. I don't remember. Something yellow or green. So I don't know what it is with the Giants. I meant to ask him when we were down there yesterday, but we got caught up talking about other things. But yeah, for us, I think it's just more a matter of keeping the routine and the preparation than it is superstition. 2-2 to Lee in the dirt. Despite what some people might think, we actually have no control over what takes place on the field.
Believe it or not, I know it may seem like it sometimes, but we don't. But the routine thing is important because there are days where the routine gets shuffled or it's moved, and those are the days where my anxiety is probably higher than I want it to.
No doubt. 3-2 to Lee. The pitch from Cease outside, ball 4, a 2-out walk. So Dylan's still kind of in search of his elusive 1-2-3 inning here. Second walk he's allowed this afternoon. It'll get Elliot Ramos to the plate with a man aboard, 2 outs in the 5th. Game is tied 2-2. Ramos probably glad he's hitting with 2 outs because he's already grounded into 2 double plays this afternoon. Can't do it again. First pitch to him, and Ramos takes a strike, 0-1. Joe Torre had a game, right, where he grounded into like 4 double plays? When he was playing, obviously. Something crazy like that. 0-1 to Ramos with Lee at first base. Tie game, 5th inning. C steals, and the fastball is right on the outside corner for strike 2.
Yeah, as a player, when you're having a bad day, you just want to change something. That's not necessarily be a superstition, but just try to figure out something to change your the way things have been going. Of course, when it's bad, when it's good, you don't want to change anything.
0-2. Ramos takes way high for Mina to come out of the crouch to receive it. And the count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. July 21st, 1975. Joe Torre grounded into 4 double plays in a single game. Felix Millan was the guy hitting in front of him, kept having base hits. 1-2 low and outside. And I'm sure by the 3rd time up, you're already thinking about it. Oh, man, I wish this guy would have, doubled here or maybe struck out.
Yeah, there are definitely times you get to that 5th at bat, you're like, man, I don't want this one.
2-2 to Ramos. Lee leading and leaning, but not running. And the pitch is high, ball 3. Imagine going 4 for 4 in a game and never getting past first base.
Yeah, I can imagine. I don't need to imagine it. I've definitely done it. Not fun. Right turns is not the objective of this thing offensively.
3-2. Lee goes. Ramos swings and misses. The bat is launched into the netting above the Giant dugout, and the inning is over on Cease's 7th strikeout of the day. 2-out walk. Lee left at first base, and midway a 2-2 game on the Padres Radio Network.
Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, helping San Diegans fix it, build it, and enjoy it.
South side of Chicago, where are you at? This was the first time I got traded, but I was so excited to wear these pinstripes and be a South side of Chicago boy. This jersey right here is an all-star jersey. You can see on the back the all-stars and the all-star patch there. Being an all-star and being who I was called over there to be was something I was real proud of.
Blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Bottom of the 5th inning, the trusted will score. The Padres 2 and the Giants 2. Pods an opportunity to take a lead for the first time this afternoon. Giants got 2 in the 3rd inning. Padres answered in the 4th. See how it goes here in the 5th. Ramon Laureano, Jake Cronenworth, Freddie Fermin coming up against Justin Verlander, who is now about to throw a 75th pitch of the day. It is a curveball, and Laureano swings and misses strike 1. That could have been a curveball from 15 years ago out of the right hand of Justin Verlander. A vintage pitch, and 0-1. Laureano grounded to 3rd, his only other time up. And another curveball, but this time he left it up, and Laureano bangs it into left field with a leadoff single.
As you said, tried to double up. We saw him do it to Cronenworth. He couldn't keep the second one fair. Different result here for Laureano. Pull it in the left, gets things rolling for the Padres. Jake Cronenworth will get another crack at it.
4th hit of the day for the Padres. They've all come in the last 2 innings after Verlander began his day 9 up, 9 down. First pitch to Cronenworth is way up and away, ball 1. There might have been another breaking ball, and it just never broke. Jake is 0 for 1, but he saw 12 pitches while striking out in the 3rd inning. Pitch here is high again, 2-0. Tied at 2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Laureano at first base, nobody out, and Cronenworth takes low ball 3. 3 straight off-speed offerings from Justin Verlander. His next pitch will be his 80th of the day. Here it is, and on 3-0, Cronenworth takes a fastball pretty much right down the middle, bottom half of the zone, 3-1. Giant bullpen has been well used in this 4-game series. Remember, Landon Roop knocked out after the comebacker in the 3rd inning yesterday. Tang didn't get out of the 4th the night before that. Down and in, ball 4 to Cronenworth. That's the first walk issued by Justin Verlander, and for the 2nd consecutive inning, the Padres are set up here with 2 men on, nobody out.
Didn't need to see 12 this time. Finds a way on the base pass at 5, draws the walk. Keeps the line moving for Freddie Fermin.
The catcher, Kisner, now will stand out on the dirt in front of home plate and hit a couple of pitch-com buttons to tell the defense how they want to handle Freddie Fermin here. The Giants certainly appear as if they're expecting a bunt, understandably. Schmidt at 3rd and Smith at 1st are both in on the grass cutout. 1st and 2nd, nobody away. Fermin stabs at it, then pulls back and takes high, ball 1. So I guess he didn't stab at it. Giants changing up their defensive play here, or at least going through some more signals defensively. They charge at the corners. Wheel play is on. Fermin bunts, and right at home plate, picked up by Kisner. Throw to 3rd in time. Adames to 1st in time. No, they'll say foul ball. And that's a break for the Padres.
Not reviewable.
No argument from Kisner.
None. He did what he was supposed to, which was pick it up as quickly as possible as we get our first look at it. Yeah, it's foul.
Well executed. Good little bit of practice for the Giants, if nothing else. So 1-1 to Fermin. Runners lead. Here's the pitch. He bunts it towards 3rd base. Oh, it's a beauty. Picked up by Schmidt. Throw to 1st is wide, and it goes up the line. Laureano's on his way home, and the Padres take the lead. Now a little bit of a bobble in right by Matos, and Cronenworth will score. Oh, boy. 2 different errors on a bunt by Fermin. The Padres get 2, and they lead for the first time today. It's 4-2.
There'll be 2 errors on this play. The throw, and then Matos, in the outfield, just couldn't handle the ball. Dropped it. That allowed Cronenworth to come in to score, and both defenses giving it away.
So you got to figure it's going to be an error on Schmidt and an error on Matos. That's the 2nd time in 4 games this series the Giants have committed 2 errors on 1 play. Remember, Casey Schmidt did it on Monday night. So each team now has really kind of gifted the other team a pair of runs. And as the Padres ahead, as Fernando stands in, he bunts towards 3rd. Schmidt charges. He's got no play. Just picks it up and looks at 2nd base. And Tatis a bunt single to keep the line moving.
Padres continue to execute at a high level. A great bunt by Fernando. Schmidt could only eat that baseball. Tatis showed bunt early, too. It was almost like they didn't believe him. But picks up the the bunt single, 1st and 2nd now for Luis Arraez.
JP Martinez, the Giants pitching coach, is out to chat. Visit to the mound brought to you by the Window Depot. Offering the best prices and biggest inventory on in-stock vinyl windows and interior and exterior doors. Order online or find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. Padres have taken a 4-2 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Fernando at 1st, Fermin at 2nd. Still nobody out. And Luis Arraez will be the batter. There is blood in the water.
How different have the runs looked today versus yesterday? Padres using the long ball in last night's game, doing a little bit of small ball here today.
Now Arraez, he'll square to bunt, pulls back, and takes outside ball 1. Remember, Casey Schmidt is basically filling in at 3rd base with Matt Chapman on the IL. And the Padres taking full advantage of that. Fernando and Fermin lead. The 1-0 pitch. Arise swinging away. Rips it down the right field side. Foul. Nice catch in the stands. As this is not banana ball, it is merely strike one. Savannah Banana games, if a fan catches a foul ball, it's an out. You know, somebody at MLB headquarters, by the way, was like, hey, should we? And everybody was like, no.
Please don't.
1-1, bunted towards third base. Schmidt charges, thinking about second. No, he'll go to first. And a successful sacrifice for Arise. For me now at third base, Tatis now at second. And Manny Machado coming up with the Padres leading by 2.
Of course, still had that in their back pocket with no outs. Not a strike, but again, a pitch to bunt doesn't need to be a strike. It just needs to be something you can handle. Gets it down. Second and third now for Manny Machado.
Here comes the lumber, brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers. Fix it, build it, enjoy it. They're going to bring the infield in. First pitch to him, and Machado gets a good curve for a strike on the outside corner. Infield in with a guy at second and a guy at third. Kind of goes either way these days. You run the risk of turning a base hit into 2 runs. 0-1, ripped foul left side. You're obviously giving a little more space for the base hit. The Giants have already surrendered the lead, and they're trailing 4-2. Verlander now at 90 pitches, and there is action in the Giant bullpen. Matt Gage is up and throwing. Pitch here, laced into left center field. That's a base hit. Firmino scored. Tatis is jogging home. Manny on his way to second base with a 2-run double. And the Padres have made it crooked here in the 5th inning. It's 6-2.
That swing looking a lot like it has this entire series. Bullet on the line, left center. Picks up the 2 stakes. Padres have jumped out ahead. 4 runs in this 5th inning. And that chases Justin Verlander.
Bob Melvin out to make a pitching change. Padres with a runner on second. Still only 1 out in the 5th inning, and they now lead the Giants 6-2 on the Padres Radio Network.
Hello, this is Craig Gio at Anthony's Fish Grotto. Did you know Anthony's La Mesa won awards for East County's best happy hour, patio dining, and doggy dining? So pack up Fido and join us at Anthony's.
A snack that Freddie cannot resist.
I would have to say chips and guacamole. Organic mango, yep.
Is that because of the strong Dominican contingent in the major leagues, bro? Has anybody ever struck out and gone crazy and smashed the cooler full of mangoes?
Nah, our team's not really into smashing each other's stuff, I guess.
Are you a seasoning guy? You like to drown your stuff in dips and sauces?
No. Gotta watch my figure.
And it looks great, brother.
I appreciate it.
Very sexy man.
Yeah,
Let's go, Freddie Freeman, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a 5-man umpiring crew here today, and this young superstar.
And did their feet get tangled up? Yes, so Hoppy Tritt, they got their feet tangled up before the ball came down.
That goes helicoptering into the net. It's pumped on.
And that ball is off the ladder. It's actually off the ladder. You never see that.
A little tumble behind the mound. Hat fell off. That was awesome. I mean, you just don't see that.
Valvoline is your 15-minute instant drive-through oil change. Padres with a 6-2 lead. Machado on second, 1 out. Ryan O'Hearn, the batter, lefty to lefty, and he hit him on the hand. Oh, boy. Among the last things you want to see. And O'Hearn is kind of doubled over at the waist in foul territory right to the right of home plate. And now Ricky Huerta and Mike Schilter out to check on him.
He does not have one of those guards that we see some of the Padre hitters with as we get our first look. Oh, no.
Kind of the bottom of the right hand.
Yeah.
Remember, you can visit SoCalOilChange.com for directions and discounts. That's SoCalOilChange.com. He is going to stay in for now. Now, he is the designated hitter today.
We won't know anything until his next AB comes up. But that is caught him flush.
Padres now with 2 on and 1 out for Bogaerts against the lefty Gage. Saw Gage briefly in the game on Tuesday night. Threw 5 pitches, came on to get 1 out. Kind of a matchup against Gavin Sheets. So his first real work here in this 4-game series. Pitch to Bogaerts is high, 1-0 from the big left-hander. Mentioned it when he was in the other night. He is so big that the number 93 on his back looks like it doesn't fit the jersey. It's so small compared to the rest of his body. O'Hearn at first, Machado at second, 1 away, and a 1-0 slider for a strike. Count is even, 1-1. Padres have stormed back to go ahead in this game. They trailed 2-0 going to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is now 6-2 as they continue to bat in the 5th. Here's the 1-1. And Bogaerts swings and misses at a ball in the dirt. So 1-2 from Gage. Sander had a game-tying sac fly last inning. He is the 8th Padre to bat here in the 5th. Remember, Justin Verlander started his day 9 up, 9 down, but all downhill from there for the 42-year-old. And now into the Giants bullpen here in the 5th. 1-2 to Bogaerts. Here's the pitch from Gage, and Xander with a late swing fouls it into the net. Los Tucanes is back for a special postgame concert presented by Coca-Cola Sunday, September 28th during Hispanic Heritage Weekend, which is presented by Blue Shield of California. A theme game package is required for access to the concert after the game, so visit Padres.com/Tucanes for more information. 1-2 to Bogaerts. The pitch is poked foul into the net. Count remains 1-2. Padres just trying to take care of their business here against the Giants. Dodgers have a 9-3 lead at Coors, that game in the bottom of the 8th inning. If the Padres win and the Giants win, the Pods will head into the weekend, a game in back of L.A. Runners go, the 1-2 way inside. Kisner's throw to third, and the tag, not in time. And behind the play, O'Hearn ended up not running. So Machado steals third base. O'Hearn kind of started and then stopped.
That was smart. He didn't have the type of lead or jump that Manny did. No need of getting thrown out on the backside. Manny sneaks in the third with a bag. Well, we will have a challenge, it looks like.
Might have overslid, might have lost contact with the base for a brief moment.
San Francisco is sounding a safe call at third.
Our first looked to be he got in there. Although his leg came off the bag, his hand was able to get there before Schmidt was able to put the tag on, it looks like.
This manager's challenge is presented by Silver Strand Technology, delivering big league defense off the field. Silver Strand Technology, your experts in commercial security. Visit silverstrand.com. So for the moment, the Padres with runners on the corners, 1 out. Yeah, I'm with you. I think Manny did a perfect job of replacing the hand or the foot with the hand.
Yeah.
Tremendous body control and awareness. Giants perhaps just desperate for an out here.
Probably. Perhaps as a third baseman himself, understanding that play, knew where Schmidt was going to try to get that tag down after he came off. And it looks like his right hand gets to the bag before the tag gets to his hand. But we'll have to wait to see what New York says.
Yeah, we thought we knew what was going to happen on Monday night. The Bogaerts home run that was taken away. So that always makes you a little bit gun-shy. And making a prediction in the same series. Probably the two weirdest / worst replays we've seen this year have come in games against the Giants. That tag play that Bogaerts had at second base earlier this year in San Francisco, that was just completely missed. And then the Bogaerts interference play on the home run here on Monday night. I mean, there's a possibility, just looking at it for the 1,000th time, that Schmidt's glove caught Machado's pinky before the hand got in there. But, again, when the call on the field is safe, you need something, supposedly obvious to overturn it. But they are taking a very long look.
Definitive, I believe, is the word.
Yeah, they love to throw that word around, don't they?
That's their favorite when it comes to this replay thing.
I don't know that they know what it means, but they love to say it. Just having some fun with our friends. Gage now wants to throw some warm-up pitches, and the call is in from New York.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner is safe. San Francisco will lose their challenge.
Yeah, I just don't imagine there was anything there to overturn it. So, Giants trying to get an out wherever they can, lose their challenge. And so Manny steals third base, now 12 for 15. Taking bags this year. And the Pods with a 6-2 lead in the bottom of the fifth inning have runners on the corners, one out, and it's a 2-2 count on Bogaerts. O'Hearn at first and Machado at third. Gage, the big lefty, comes set and ready. And now the pitch. Xander cracks it on the ground at third base and through into left field, a base hit. Machado will trot home with another run. O'Hearn going first to third, right in Ramos's face, and the Padres add on at 7-2.
Love it from Ryan O'Hearn. Didn't get the back end of that double steal, and so out the bat, he's looking to go first to third. And that's exactly what he does. Runs right in Heliot Ramos's face, sets up a first and third situation now for Gavin Sheets. It's such a good play, not only for the team, but he could possibly make Gavin Sheets' job a little bit easier. One out, ball in the outfield, certainly could bring home another run.
That's the idea. Now 5-run inning for the Padres. Sheets, the 9th guy to bat here, and a 7-2 lead. First and third, one out. Sheets sends one in the air up the left field line. Ramos was playing towards the gap, so he's got a long run, but it'll be well into the seats. And out of play, strike one. Padres trailed 2-0. They have scored 7 unanswered runs in the last 2 innings. 0-1, the pitch. And Sheets swings, pops it up. Behind third base, Schmidt, looking into the bright sky near the line, will make the catch. So an empty out for Sheets. And now two-way as Ramon Laureano comes to bat for the second time this inning.
Got things rolling in this inning with a single to left.
First and third, 2 outs. Padres with a 5-run lead, and Laureano muscles one on the ground through the right side and a base hit. O'Hearn will come in to score. Xander stops at second, and another here in the bottom of the fifth inning. It's 8-2.
Now 8 unanswered runs from the Padres in the last 2 innings. 2 hits for Ramon Laureano in this inning alone. Padres lead 8-2.
Padres have 9 hits in this game. 6 have come this inning. Xander Bogaerts at second, Ramon Laureano at first, and Cronenworth facing the left-hander Gage takes a slider for strike one. 8-2 Padres here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Rockies, by the way, have gotten a couple, but still 9-5 Dodgers in the 8th inning at Coors. Here's the 0-1. Cronenworth fouls it back, strike two. Jake walked and scored the second of now 6 runs this inning. 11th guy to bat here in the fifth. Gage ahead of him, 0-2. Runners take their leads. Here's the pitch on the way, and Cronenworth takes in the dirt outside. Kisner keeps it in front of him. And ball one. Laureano at first, Bogaerts at second. And the Padres here this inning have kind of done it in every way imaginable, with, I guess, the exception of the home run. Had some bunting, 2-run double, a couple of ground ball base hits. They have applied pressure and been successful because of it. 1-2, and Cronenworth takes it on the hands. That one nearly hit him. And to spin away at the last moment, and the count now even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runners lead at first and second. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. And Cronenworth takes outside, ball 3.
Padres just aren't making this easy.
More action in the Giant bullpen. Joel Peguero is throwing as Gage continues to struggle. 3-2 to Cronenworth. The runners will go, and Jake checks, takes high. They appeal. He went. And that is strike 3 to end the inning. 11 Padres come to bat here in the 5th. They score 6 runs on 6 hits and leave a couple of guys on base. And to the 6th inning, it is now 8-2 Padres over the Giants on the Padres Radio Network.
Come on down, come on down. Kohl's Fine Flooring has closed.
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
And if you want a Cy Young, 73, 5, and 6, I've got an extra 5. And then it says, has worked as a TV commentator. You know, and I did start back in 1978. I did the Yankees and the Red Sox playing the one-game playoff. And ABC said if the Yankees win, Reggie will play, and then you'll go broadcast with Howard Cosell and Keith Jackson. And that's how I started my broadcast. And that's the Bucky Dent home run. So every time I see Bucky Dent, I go, thank you for making me a broadcaster.
In health, Palomar Health. Champions of healthcare, champions for you. Visit palomarhealth.org to find a doctor.
Top of the 6th inning, and Dylan Cease has been the beneficiary of some big-time run support the last couple of innings. Padres with an 8-2 lead on the Giants. Devers, Adames, and Smith coming up. And now Dylan can just get back to work here, trying to collect as many outs as he can. First pitch to Rafael Devers, a left-handed batter, is in the dirt, and that is ball 1. Devers today 0 for 2. He flew out to deep center field his last time up. And speaking of center field, Bryce Johnson has taken over there. Laureano slides to left, so Gavin Sheets gets the rest of the day off. Padres prioritizing defense here with a 6-run lead in the middle innings. And a fastball at the top of the zone for a strike, 1-1. Little bit of a luxury for Mike Schilt heading into the weekend against the Dodgers. If they can continue to add on, might get a couple more guys off their feet, but we'll get ahead of ourselves. Pitch misses high, 2-1. Out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by KMG Psychiatry, an official mental health partner of the Padres Radio Network, offering TMS, transcranial magnetic stimulation. To lift the fog of depression and restore clarity, visit KMGpsychiatry.com. Devers sends one a mile in the air to deep right center field. Fernando just going to watch, and this one going to go. A long home run for Devers. His 25th of the year and 10th as a Giant. That makes it 8-3 San Diego here in the 6th.
There was no doubt about this one off the bat. 435 to right center.
You mentioned it, I think, to me off the air Monday or Tuesday night. I mean, when he hits the ball,
you jump.
Yeah.
when he makes contact. There is bad intentions every swing that he makes. Well, this is the first home run for him. He had one robbed. He's played with the warning track pretty much, it feels like, every at-bat.
Yeah. Now Adames, and he takes a fastball strike on the outside corner. 0-1 of the Giants shortstop, who has walked and struck out in 2 trips today. Get to those out-of-town scores. You know where we're going to start. 0-1 grounded towards third base, and it'll bump just foul wide of the bag. Strike 2. Coors Field, Dodgers ahead of the Rockies 9-5. That game in the top of the 9th inning. Dodgers trying to add to their lead and earn a split. Dodgers will be here this weekend. Limited tickets available. 6:40 tomorrow, 5:40 Saturday, and 1:10 on Sunday before the Padres hit the road, heading to Seattle and Minneapolis. 0-2 to Adames, and Cease's pitch misses low and outside. Brewers beat the Cubs 4-1 today at Wrigley, so the Padres right now a game and a half behind the Cubs for the top National League wildcard spot. Remember, the top 2 wildcards get to... Well, that's not right. 1-2 is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Only the top wild card hosts the wild card series. So that's a big deal.
It is. Padres would certainly love to get into that spot, if not take a division.
That's the big one, right? 2-2, and Adames takes low. Right now, and again, this could change 15 times between now and the end of September, but right now the Phillies are the second division leader. They would have the second bye. So that's kind of the team you're looking up at, in addition to the Dodgers, of course, if you're thinking about winning the West and getting that first-round bye. 3-2 now, and Adames fouls it back. But that feels like getting ahead of ourselves on August 21st.
The one thing that some of the parallels with all of the teams that are really in this, and we talked about this on Monday, the group is pretty much what it is, maybe with the exception of the Reds that could creep in there. But all the moves that have been made for those teams have all worked to perfection.
3-2, Adames fouls it away.
Phillies getting Duran. The Padres, we talked about this move here. Some of the Mets moves have been good for them. I expect this to be a fun race down the stretch, even though it's those 7 teams that are really fighting for 6 spots.
3-2 to Adames is swung on, hit in the air to right center and deep. Bryce Johnson racing into the gap at the wall, and it looked like a fan might have reached out over the wall, but they say home run. Caught by a fan over the Adam Jones wall in right center. Bryce Johnson was there, but the second base umpire, John Libka, signaled home run. And now Mike Schilt is going to come out of the dugout and perhaps ask for a crew chief review. Also might be making a pitching change. Giants get back-to-back homers from Devers and Adames here in the 6th inning. And that ball was over the wall. It would appear just a nice barehanded catch by a guy. It would actually slipped out of his hand.
He was
either
behind
way,
the wall, though.
Cease is done. Back-to-back homers for the Giants to begin the 6th inning. And all of a sudden, it is an 8-4 game and a pitching change on the Padres Radio Network.
Summer's coming. Stay cool with Comfort Bros. Comfort Bros Heating, Air, and Plumbing is offering a $29 AC.
What is it that kind of got you hooked as a foodie, so to speak?
My dad was really into food when I was a kid. He traveled for work and he would go to places all over Europe and stuff. He was in sales, and I feel like he would come home and try and cook the things he ate overseas. And so as a kid, I was exposed to a lot of stuff that kids aren't usually exposed to. And so I credit my dad for that.
Moniak on the run, sliding grab, and he can't get it. It rolls up the line.
Well, a bloop single and now a bloop double. You see him just slip right off the bat.
Clean up on base number 1.
Lourdes throws the pineapple up the line. What is going on down here? Back in the produce section. That's good.
How about that? Myers went all the way to the 380 mark. He had that in his glove. Wow.
Padres will turn to their bullpen. Jeremiah Estrada into the ball game, 60th appearance, 4-4 with a 2.54 ERA.
Back-to-back homers by Devers and Adames have made it 8-4. Padres ahead, but a little bit more interesting than it was a couple of minutes ago. And Smith swings at the first pitch, pops it up on the infield. Cronenworth and Machado coming in. Jake will call for it, and he makes the catch on the grass just to the right of the mound. Out number 1 here in the 6th inning. Pitching change brought to you by Miramar Kitchen and Bath. When it's time to upgrade your kitchen or bath, think of San Diego's top kitchen and bath remodelers for more than 30 years. Visit MiramarKitchenandBath.com to book your free consultation today. 1 out, nobody on for Casey Schmidt. 1 out of 2 with a single. He's also committed another error. Estrada ready, first pitch. And Schmidt takes a strike on the outside edge. We often talk about just how you could not figure out baseball even if you watched it every day for a million straight years. The Giants had not hit back-to-back home runs once this season. Then they did it on Sunday at home against Tampa Bay. Here's the 0-1. Schmidt takes outside.
For the first time.
First time all year. And then they begin the game here on Monday with back-to-back home runs. So they had gone all season without hitting back-to-back homers. Did it Sunday and Monday, and now they do it again here on Thursday.
3 times in the last 5 days isn't
swing and a miss, 1-2.
Isn't bad and is very baseball for you.
Padres up 8-4. And that relentlessness that they showed last inning has already kind of paid off here. Did not let Verlander or Gage off the hook. Kept on pushing. And built themselves a pretty good cushion here, even after the 2 home runs this inning. 1-2 to Schmidt. The pitch from Estrada is outside. And the count is even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Padres 8, Giants 4 here in the top of the 6th inning. The Rockies are coming to bat down 9-5 in the bottom of the 9th against the Dodgers. 2-2 is a little bit up, and now a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Three and 2 now. The pitch to Schmidt is outside, ball 4. So Estrada issues a 1-out walk here in the 6th. Get back to those scores later today. The Yankees going to host the Red Sox. Game 1 of a big 4-game series in the Bronx. Yanks are the top wild card in the American League. 1.5 games in front of the Red Sox, who are second in the wild card standings. That's going to be some good old-fashioned Yankees-Red Sox the next 4 nights in New York.
No doubt. Who's on deck for the Padres in the 6th is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com for the Padres. It'll be Fermin Tatis Arise.
Here's Koss, and he takes low ball 1. Schmidt at first, 1 out here in the 6th inning. Padres with an 8-4 lead, but the Giants making things difficult here. Check swing on a ball up. They appeal, and he went. So the count evens 1-1 on Koss. Koss starting at second base again for the Giants here today. Struck out each of his 2 at-bats against Dylan Cease, who had kind of an up-and-down one here today. Swing and a miss, 1-2. The final line for Dylan, 5+. 4 runs, 6 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. And he gave up the back-to-back homers this inning to end his day. Certainly better than what we saw Saturday night at Dodger Stadium, but still searching for that consistency.
Yeah, not the form we've seen him in 2024 yet, but certainly better than that start against the Dodgers in his last one.
1-2, and Koss grounds it right to Bogaerts. 1 big hop, flips to second one. The turn from Cronenworth is in time, and a double play to end the inning. Koss thought he was safe. The Giants don't have a challenge, and that'll be all for San Francisco here in the 6th. Back-to-back homers, but the Padres lead 8-4 on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey, Padre fans, Tony Gwynn Jr. here. You might already know my dogs, Kai and Axel, are MVPs in my family. And when it comes to getting everything they need to stay happy and healthy, I trust Petco as my home team. Whether I'm dropping them off at my local Poway store with their favorite group.
Bottom of the sixth inning, the trust end will score. The Padres 8 and the Giants 4. And the Padres will try and add to that lead against a new pitcher for the Giants. And he is literally a new pitcher for the Giants. Yoel Peguero going to make his major league debut. Got the call from AAA Sacramento earlier today. Takes over for Matt Gage, who got 2 outs last inning and allowed a run on 2 hits. He also hit Ryan O'Hearn on the hand. Pitching change brought to you by Sid's Carpet Barn. Sid's Carpet Barn stands alone as San Diego's floor covering leader. From a huge selection of premium high-end choices to quality budget-friendly options, Sid's has you covered. Peguero, hard-throwing right-hander from the Dominican, and his first pitch in the major leagues is a 102-mile-an-hour fastball for strike one at the bottom of the zone.
Firm to quite firm.
Peguero had spent much of his professional career in the minors with the Tigers as of late. Signed as a free agent with the Giants this winter. Bouncing ball to third is foul. And ahead of for me, 0-2. Fastball, slider, mostly at AAA Sacramento this year. Averaged 100 miles an hour. Averaged on the fastball. Ahead 0-2. Fermin swings, sends it in the air to center field straight away, but not too deep. Lee backing up. He'll now square it up and make the one-handed catch for the first out here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Tickets are on sale now for WWE Survivor Series at Petco Park. Don't miss this one-of-a-kind WWE event coming to San Diego Saturday, November 29th. Secure your tickets at Padres.com/WWE. Top of the order, Fernando Tatis Jr. Padres ahead 8-4 in the sixth. And a swing and a miss. And a first pitch slider, strike one. Peguero, a 5.10 ERA in 35 outings for AAA Sacramento, but much better as of late. 0-1 fastball, grounded foul at third. Ahead 0-2 in his last 14 outings, 26 strikeouts, a 2.45 ERA. And opponents hit about 150 against him. And Fernando grounds it sharply to shortstop. Adames collects it, sets himself, and throw to first base in time. So 2 up, 2 down for Peguero here in his major league debut. Fernando's already had 4 at-bats here this afternoon. Couple of hits, couple of runs scored, and now it'll be Luis Arraez. Left-handed hitter, of course, and a statue taking a 102-mile-an-hour fastball for strike one. No balls and a strike. The pitch to Arraez. Line the other way and down for a base hit. Oh, Luis just went down to get it. Second knock of the day for Arraez, and a 2-out single here in the sixth inning.
That is just a thing of beauty. Probably the best slider Peguero's thrown here. And he just goes down, shoots it to left, picks up his second knock of the ball game.
Now Machado will stand in. Manny has driven in 3 of the Padres' 8 runs today. An RBI single in the fourth inning and a 2-run double in the fifth. That ended Verlander's day. And he takes ball 1 low and outside. Verlander 7 runs, 7 hits in 4 1/3. And remember, he began his afternoon with 3 perfect innings. Here's the 1-0. And Machado laces it on a line the other way. Matos backing up and on the warning track. He'll make the catch in right field to end the inning. No runs, a hit, Arise left, and we go to the 7th at Petco Park. Padres 8, Giants 4 on the Padres Radio Network.
Oppo Taco.
I'm going to guess it's an opposite field, upper deck, maybe something like a...
Yeah, home run to the opposite field. You got it.
This is a good one, a hack.
I don't know. I mean, is it the same as like the layman's term hack, like a bad chef?
You've guessed correctly.
Okay.
Someone's a hack, someone that's just mailing it in.
Yeah.
They're not putting their heart into it.
The law firm that truly cares. Our reputation speaks for itself. Give us a call today, 619-333-5555, and we'll show you why we're different. Bada Fulkerson Law Group.
Top of the 7th is brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. For all that is you.
Giants come to bat. And Jeremiah Estrada is still on the mound for the Padres. Got all 3 outs last inning on 11 pitches. 8 for San Diego. Luis Matos, the number 8 hitter, leads off. And first pitch on the way. Matos takes a bit low. Ball 1 from Estrada. Kisner on deck. And then top of the order, Jung Hoo Lee. Padres have left-hander Adrian Morejon warming up. So you got to figure it will be 2 more batters for Estrada. And then he will pass the baton to the southpaw. 1-0 pitch. Matos fouls it straight back on a line, 1-1. Padres 8 runs, 10 hits, and an error. The Giants 4 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. It has not been a particularly clean game here today. But the Giants have blinked a couple of times. The Padres really just once. And the scoreboard reflective of that. Pitch outside, 2-1. But at no point today has really anything come easily for the Padres on the mound or at the dish.
It's been a little bit of a grind, but Padres have done a good job of just kind of fighting through it.
Dodger game has gone final in Colorado, by the way. 2-1 pitch, and Matos takes high, ball 3. Dodgers beat the Rockies 9-5, so those 2 teams split the 4-game series. And the Dodgers will head to San Diego, where they will go into the weekend either 1 or 2 games ahead of the Padres, depending on what happens the rest of the way here. So the opposite of how we went into last weekend. 3-1 to Matos. Estrada not throwing strikes the way he usually does, and a foul ball right back towards us to fill the count 3-2.
That one had some steam, and it was headed directly at us. Fortunately, fell a little short.
Estrada walked Schmidt last inning, but got the double play to get away with it. Now 3-2 to Matos. Jeremiah deals, and a foul ball at the plate. So 17 pitches for Estrada right now, and just 1 more strike than balls. Not usually what you see. Three and 2 again. Estrada ready. Here's the pitch. And Matos fouled it off the plate umpire. Oh, Sean Barber. He barely flinched, but sure looked like a direct shot from up here.
Those can't feel good. Oh, yeah. Right off the cage.
So still 3-2. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Estrada delivers, and Matos reaches for it, pokes it in the air to right center. Bryce Johnson on the move, not going to be able to get there. And it dumps down for a base hit. Matos trying for 2. The throw and the tag. Safe at second base. So Matos, who had the bloop triple on a ball misplayed in the 3rd inning, now doubles thanks to his hustle here to lead off the 7th.
Yeah, this one's legit, too. Line drive, gets it down. Johnson came a long way. He was on the opposite field, the pool side. Matos with the hustle double. Kick things off in the 7th.
So the Giants refusing to go quietly, and now you got to figure last batter of the day for Estrada, facing Andrew Kisner. Runner on second, nobody out. Padres with a 4-run lead. Morejon warming in the bullpen, and a first pitch swing and a miss. 98-mile-an-hour fastball, 0-1. Top of the 7th inning at Petco. The trusted will score, the Padres 8 and the Giants 4. Oh and 1. And Kisner hits it foul the other way. Strike 2. Rare start for Kisner. Patrick Bailey, one of those backstops that's behind the dish with great regularity. Started each of the first 3 games of the series. Arguably the best defensive catcher in baseball. Neither guy hits much. And again, Kisner with very few opportunities this season. Just his 24th Major League game of the year. 0-2, check swing on a pitch way up and away. And now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kisner, even after the RBI double back in the 3rd inning, hitting just 175 on the year. Began this year at AAA with the Nationals. They let him go, hooked on with the Giants. 1-2, Estrada deals, and Kisner again takes way high. 2-2. Lee waiting on deck with Morejon ready in the bullpen. Runner on second, nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. 2-2. And Estrada deals. Kisner swings and misses. Strike 3. Good splitter. And the first strikeout of the day for Jeremiah Estrada. Mike Schilt will bounce up the stairs of his dugout and head out to the mound to make a pitching change here in the 7th inning. Calling on Adrian Morejon with 1 out, a runner at second base, and the Padres ahead 8-4 on the Padres Radio Network.
Late night watches, duty days, hard-fought missions. When you're running on empty, there's no room for error. Bulkhead Energy, built by heroes for heroes. Because being off your game can mean the difference between success and failure. Sugar-free with our new Tropic blend designed to sharpen focus. Military.
Sometimes artifacts in the collection of the Hall of Fame can tell multiple stories. This is the earliest known Yankees baseball cap in existence. It tells a story of a very early baseball cap and of a guy who just had a cup of coffee in the big leagues. But there's actually a hidden story inside this cap. There's another name written in the cap. So who's Dolan?
Visit SoCalOilChange.com for directions and discounts. That's SoCalOilChange.com. Padres have an 8-4 lead here in the top of the 7th inning, but the Giants are refusing to roll over. Back-to-back home runs last inning. Now a leadoff double by Luis Matos here in the 7th. He stands at second base with 1 out. And Morejon will go head-to-head against Jung-Hoo Lee. First pitch fastball is at 97 miles an hour, and a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. So Mike Schilt able to get himself a lefty-lefty matchup here. Lee 0 for 2 in his career against Morejon. Runner on second, 1 away. Now the 0-1 pitch. And Lee smacks it foul the other direction. Up the left field line, be picked up by the ball girl. And it's 0-2 on the Giant leadoff hitter, who has a single, a walk, and has also reached on an error. Although it was a tough error.
Definitely a tough one.
Might get switched to an infield hit at some point. For those of you calculating batting averages, pitch high, 1-2. So, you got the people at home who score, the people who calculate batting averages, those who track mound visits, those who keep count on disengagements, and make sure everybody's covered. 1-2 to Jung-Hoo Lee. Morejon deals, and just off the plate outside at 98. That'll even the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. If the lead holds, Dylan Cease will be the winning pitcher for the Padres. It'll be his 6th win of the year, and all 6 wins will have come here at Petco. Matos leading at second base. Now the 2-2. And Lee lines it to second base. Caught by Cronenworth. And that's the second out of the inning. Matos back to second base.
Jake right where he needed to be. Able to snag the liner for out number 2. Morejon working in his 61st game of the season. Career high in appearances. We're not even through August yet.
Elliot Ramos stands in. 0 for 3. He's had a miserable day at the dish so far. Checks his swing here, but takes a called strike, nothing in 1. Grounded into a double play in the 1st inning, grounded into another double play in the 3rd inning, and then struck out in the 5th inning. All of that was against Dylan Cease. So even though Morejon's as good as it gets, probably happy for a change of scenery out there. And facing him for the first time in his career. Ground ball to shortstop should be the inning. Bogarts collects it, and the throw to first is in. Plenty of time. This side is retired. No runs, a lead double by Matos. He is stranded at second base. Time to stretch at Petco. Padres 8, Giants 4 on the Padres Radio Network.
What is something that you snack on that you don't worry about?
I love Uncrustables. I could eat like 10 of them in one sitting.
And no regard for his body? I don't even wait till I thaw out.
Hey, put them in a toaster next time. And toast it, yep. It'll change your life.
Yeah, just an incredible play by Riley Green.
You're an all-star on the field and off, bro.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
thank you.
Riley Green, bro, food genius.
Yeah, mine was a tops now as well. I hit my first walk-off last year against the Mets.
Jacob Young, Nationals win. Now he's got his first walk-off big league hit.
My dad had bought a stack of them, and I was like, I think we can get these ourselves, but he went ahead and bought a stack for himself.
Like business cards. There you go.
But it was awesome just to have that moment and have everyone so excited to have a picture of you is a fun moment.
In patient care. When it comes to your health, you deserve to have a team behind you that's dedicated, innovative, and ready to step up to the plate. Palomar Health, champions of healthcare, champions for you. Visit palomarhealth.org to find a doctor.
Gather your crew and upgrade your game day in one of Petco Park's private and renovated suites. Perfect for hosting clients, birthday parties, and family reunions. Suites make for an elevated game day experience. Start planning your outing now at Padres.com/suites.
Bottom of the 7th, Padres with an 8-4 lead over the Giants, and great to see Ryan O'Hearn still in the game here as he leads off and takes low ball 1 from Yoel Peguero. Pitch here is sent in the air, foul the other way. O'Hearn's last time up, which was in the 5th inning, got hit on the bottom hand, his right hand, by Matt Gage. And since he's the DH, it was kind of a wait and see if he was still going to be in the game the next time his spot came up, and here he is. 1-1, and O'Hearn takes fastball strike. So O'Hearn being in the game, something to smile about. That's brought to you by Smile Spirits. Real vodka cocktails, not a boring seltzer. Available at smilespirits.com, keg and bottle, or swing by Baja Rick's before the game and enjoy Smile Spirits before first pitch. Smile Spirits making San Diego smile. Pitch is low, and 2-2 to O'Hearn. Ryan did stay in the game, obviously, when he was hit by the pitch, came in to score a run, but it was a little bit of a question of whether he'd still be in there. Checks his swing, takes outside. They appeal, did not go. And now a full count, 3-2. Peguero came on to make his big league debut last inning, worked a scoreless 6th inning, did give up a base hit to Arise, but there's no shame in that. 3-2, and O'Hearn takes low ball 4. So leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the 7th inning stretch was brought to you by Bulkhead Energy. Built by heroes, for heroes, the go-to energizer for military, first responders, and essential workers of all professions. Drink Bulkhead Energy, fuel for heroes. Go to bulkheadenergy.com. Wonderful rendition of the 7th inning stretch here this afternoon, played on the organ by our friend Bobby Cressy, who is celebrating his birthday here today. Here's Xander, and he takes low ball 1. Happy birthday to Bobby. Wonderful guy, incredibly talented musician.
It's good on those keys.
Do you have any musical ability at all?
Zero.
Same. Pitch is a strike.
My sister got all of that.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I got nothing. I got some rhythm. That's about it, which is nice. But I would love to be on a piano or have some vocals. Have none of that.
To be able to just sit down at the piano and make something. What a thing. Xander swings, pops it into shallow center. Cost back from second. Lee coming in. It'll be Lee taking command of the situation. Makes the catch, 1 away. O'Hearn back to first base. And Bryce Johnson going to come to bat for the first time since taking over in center field back in the top of the 6th inning. Pods with an 8-4 lead here in the bottom of the 7th.
So many of my fellow athletes are like multi-talented. I've had a few teammates that Kenneth Jansen comes to mind. He could play the keys and throw a baseball close to 100.
Speaks 4 or 5 languages.
Speaks 4 or 5 languages. Yeah, I didn't get none of that.
Johnson, a switch hitter batting left-handed, loops 1 foul left side, strike 1. Former Giant. Johnson getting an opportunity to get a little more playing time at a start in game 1. Lines this one into left field and a base hit, trying to find the gap. Ramos and Lee cut it off. It'll be Lee sending it in, but with Bryce's wheels, that's an easy 2, and he's standing at second base with a double. So yeah, about to say, with Merrill fighting the ankle injury, Bryce has found himself into a couple of games here against his old team, and he's hit the ball really, really well.
That's how you continue to buy trust from your manager. Gets an opportunity, just a beautiful stroke in the left center. A little double for Bryce Johnson, 2nd and 3rd now for Ramon Laureano.
Padres trying to pour it on here, leading 8-4. Giants will bring the infield in. Laureano, a couple of hits in this game, both came in the 5th inning. First pitch to him is a fastball strike.
I can tell you right now, I love the way Ryan O'Hearn runs the bases. He may not be a stolen base guy, but when the ball is put in play, he is picking them up and putting them down.
Does everything hard.
Everything.
Slid into second base hard.
Same with Ramon Laureano.
Swings and misses here 0-2.
Both of these guys have a little hard nose about them. I think that's good for this ball club.
That goes back to what we said about fit and personality and the art and the science of the trade deadline. You know, the science is the easy part. You can look at the numbers. 0-2 the pitch, and Laureano takes in the dirt. Kisner kind of smothers it. Both runners stay put. Padres have a 4-run lead in the 7th inning. Bryce Johnson at second, Ryan O'Hearn at third, 1 out for Laureano, who had an RBI single and a run scored in that 6-run 5th. All 4 infielders are drawn in. Here's the 1-2, and Laureano fouls it back into the net. We do it again. Hit up MLBshop.com for the largest and latest selection of jerseys, caps, hoodies, and accessories to keep you in the game all year long. Gear up and game on at MLBshop.com, the official online shop of your San Diego Padres. Johnson at second, O'Hearn at third, 1 out. A 1-2 to Laureano. Peguero set the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Blew him away with a 102-mile-an-hour fastball for a strikeout in the Major League career of Yoel Peguero. And 2 down in the bottom of the 7th inning. That is probably about how Peguero imagined his first career strikeout.
Just some high-octane gas. 102 to blow it by Laureano.
So 2 in scoring position, 2 out now for Jake Cronenworth. Left-handed batter swings at the first pitch and lines it sharply foul up the left field side. And that's strike 1. Devers, Adames, and Smith due up in the 8th inning for the Giants. Mason Miller throwing for the Padres. Out in the bullpen. Here's the 0-1. Cronenworth takes low. Suppose there's a chance Morejon stays on to face Devers. Adrian came on to get the final 2 outs last inning. But either way, Padres are going to have the high leverage guys available. Trying to add to this 4-run lead here in the 7th inning. 1-1 to Cronenworth. Peguero deals, and Jake takes high. 2 balls and a strike. Pitch is in the air, foul left side again, and now 2-2 to Cronenworth. Padres now 8 runs on 11 hits. Johnson leads at second, O'Hearn at third. The 2-2 is high, and now a full count to Cronenworth with Freddie Fermin waiting on deck. Giants led this game 2-0 going to the bottom of the 4th inning. Padres scored 8 unanswered runs. Giants answered with the back-to-back homers in the 6th. Now the Pods trying to add on. And a 3-2 to Cronenworth in the air up the right field line. Long run, Matos. He'll get there to make the catch and end the inning. No runs a hit. Padres leave guys at second and third. And we go to the 8th. It's the Padres 8th and the Giants 4th on the Padres Radio Network.
If you were to find a jersey or if you swap a jersey with one of the players on the National League, who would it be? Who would you pick?
Okay, so I got an Ohtani jersey last year, so
nice.
I'm gonna probably say Harper.
Maybe Judge. He's one of the greatest to play the game in the last 5, 6, 7 years, so it'd be cool to have his jersey.
Ellie's been fun to watch. Yeah, Ellie'd be a cool one. I mean, his jersey would probably be too big for me. It'd probably go down to my knees.
How about we freshen things up with Febreze Fabric Spray? Oh, and a big spray for my pals, couch and ottoman. Ah, yes, refreshing. Breathe happy, Febreze. La 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 la.
As Padre fans, we know what makes a great team. That's why I choose the friendly pros at Petco as my home team for my pets' food, vet care, grooming, and more. Petco, where the pets go.
Top of the 8th inning, Rafael Devers will lead off for the Giants, lefty to lefty against Morejon. Padres with an 8-4 lead, trying to take 3 out of 4. First pitch swinging a bouncer off Morejon's glove, picks it up, throws to first in time, and 1 away. That might be all for Morejon. Maybe not.
1 pitch, 1 out. He'll be given the opportunity to face Adames.
You got Dominic Smith scheduled after that, another left-handed hitter.
Mason Miller getting loose in that pin.
There was a time this year when it was very easy to sort of predict how Mike Schultz would run his relievers out based on the score. That is no longer the case. Adames takes a fastball, strike nothing at 1. It's just sort of this embarrassment of riches out there right now. And you can do a little bit differently every single time you're in a close or close-ish game. Padres with a 4-run lead here in the 8th. 0-1 the pitch. And Adames fouls it back, strike 2. Morejon, an all-star for the first time this year, has just been absolutely brilliant out of the bullpen. 0-2, and Adames takes up and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Be very interesting to hear from Willy Adames at the end of the year in terms of how he felt in his first season as a Giant. Their big free agent acquisition this offseason. Pitch here is right on the inside corner, but they don't get the call. And the count evens 2-2.
I imagine it'll sound a lot like it does for a lot of guys who sign a big deal and complete that first year. It's not easy to live up to that expectation.
2-2 pitch, a little bit up, ball 3.
That is what most of them tell you, is that they go in and they're trying to live up to it as opposed to just doing what they had been doing the previous years. But having not been in that position, I would imagine it's easier said than done.
Yeah, it's one of those things you can tell yourself 1,001 times during spring training, but 3-2 pitch is away and ball 4. 1-out walk here in the 8th inning. Smith looks like he's going to be called back for a right-handed pinch hitter. That could end Morejon's day. Giants trying to scramble, get Wilmer Flores ready. He will be introduced as the pinch hitter.
And here comes Schilt.
So Mike will make his pitching change here and go to Mason Miller. Top of the 8th inning, Giants have Adames on first, 1 out. Padres an 8-4 lead, and a pitching change on the Padres Radio Network.
Hello, this is Craig Gio at Anthony's Fish Grotto. Did you know Anthony's La Mesa won awards for East County's best happy hour, patio dining, and doggy dining? So pack up Fido and join us.
What is something that you snack on that you don't worry about?
I love Uncrustables. I could eat like 10 of them in one sitting.
In no regard for his body.
I don't even wait till I thaw out.
Hey, put them in a toaster next time. Just toast it, yep. It'll change your life.
Yeah, just an incredible play by Riley Green.
You're an all-star on the field and off, bro.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
thank you.
Riley Green, bro, food genius.
Brought to you by Miramar Kitchen and Bath. When it's time to upgrade your kitchen or bath, think of San Diego's top kitchen and bath remodelers for more than 30 years. Visit MiramarKitchenandBath.com to book your free consultation today. 8-4 Padres. Adames at first, 1 out. And Wilmer Flores, the pinch hitter. Righty to righty with Mason Miller on the mound. First pitch, and Flores takes a wicked slider for a called strike, 0-1. Flores has only faced Miller once in his career, and he drew a walk against him, so not much to tell you about. Flores hitting .247, 13 homers, and 63 runs batted in. Checks his swing at another slider, missed down. They appeal, and he went. So now 0-2 on Flores, who started 2 of the 4 games of this series as the designated hitter. That was a tough check swing strike call right there.
Yeah, it was.
Not as tough as the one he had in the playoffs against the Dodgers 4 years ago. 0-2, and another check swing, but this time strike 3 called. Another good slider from Miller, and 2 down in the top of the 8th inning.
There's not much he could do with that. Getting prepared for 103, and Mason Miller is breaking off some nasty sliders here as he sends Flores back to the bench.
Casey Schmidt, the batter, with Adames at first, 2 down. 8-4 Padres in the 8th. Swing and a miss, and another slider. 0-1. It's a game 5 of was it the NLDS against the Dodgers the year the Giants won the division, 107 victories. Gabe Morales, the first base umpire, game on the line, elimination game, check swing appeal, rung him up on what was clearly a check swing. Ground ball to the left side. Bogarts backhands it deep in the hole. Jump throw to second in time to force Adames and end the inning. Really nicely done. No runs, no hits. One guy left on base. And to the bottom of the 8th at Petco Park. Padres ahead of the Giants 8-4 on the
A lot of baseball fans have some familiarity with the T206 American Tobacco card set. Of course, features the famous Hannes Wagner card. What we have here are 3 cards from the lesser-known T205 set, which really was a successor to T206. T206 came out in 1909. These 3 cards, as part of the T205 set, came out in 1911.
Kohl's Fine Flooring is closed, and Sid's Carpet Barn stands alone as San Diego's flooring leader. Explore a huge selection of premium high-end flooring choices, along with quality budget-friendly options too. Visit Sid's or sidscarpet.com.
Bottom of the 8th inning, the trusted will score. The Padres 8 and the Giants 4. Spencer Bivens will take over on the mound for San Francisco. Pitching change brought to you by Sid's Carpet Barn. Sid's Carpet Barn stands alone as San Diego's floor covering leader. From a huge selection of premium high-end choices to quality budget-friendly options, Sid's has you covered. Fermin, Tatis, and Arise against the well-traveled, hard-throwing right-hander. And Fermin gets a first-pitch fastball, fouls it back, strike 1. Pods 8 runs, 11 hits, and an error. The Giants 4 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors, both of which took place on a bunt by Freddie Fermin in the 5th inning. Fermin swings here, pops it foul out of play right side, 0-2. Padres took full advantage of some sloppiness by the Giants defensively in a 6-run 5th. They also continued to force the issue, put the ball in play, and did a little bit of everything to climb out of an early 2-0 hole. 0-2 pitch. Fermin takes high and inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Padres took advantage after having some defensive lapses on their own, but have recovered quite nicely.
1-2. The pitch is outside. Tatis with a couple of hits. Arise with a couple of hits. Machado with a couple of hits. Any day or night you're able to say that. Probably to put yourself in pretty good position.
For sure.
2-2 is on the outside corner. Strike 3 call. So Bivens comes in, strikes out the first guy that he sees. 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. And a reminder to stay tuned for the Hummel Casino Resort postgame show with Sam immediately following today's game. Fernando, a bunt single and a run scored in the 5th, a double and a run scored in the 4th. 5 for 15 in this series. First pitch on the way from Bivens, and Tatis breaks his bat, grounds it up the middle. Adames has it near second base. And a throw to first in time, 2 down. Actually not sure if he broke the bat or if he just lost the bat.
He snapped it. He had a piece of it in his hand, and then the rest of it hit the netting behind him.
So base is empty, 2 outs for Arise, 2 for 3 with a couple of singles, sac bunt, and a run scored. In the 9th inning, Koss, Matos, Kisner, 7-8-9 due for the Giants. And Arise takes outside, ball 1. Options for Mike Schilt. He can stick with Mason Miller, who got a couple of outs in the top of this inning. He can also go to Robert Suarez or David Morgan, both of whom are throwing in the bullpen. A rise in the air foul up the left field line. And now 1-1. If the Padres hold on to win this game, they will head into the weekend series against the Dodgers, one game out of first place in the National League West. Buckle up here this weekend. 1-1 to Luis. And a rise, hits it foul. Out of play now, 1-2. Manny Machado would be next against Bivens, who has pitched professionally in France. Attempted to pitch professionally in the Czech Republic before COVID wiped out that season. Not a lot of baseball players go through Czechia, but Spencer Bivens did on his long road to the big leagues. 1-2 pitch, and Luis muscles one in the air to center field. Lee was shallow. He's got to go back, but he's got time to do so, and he makes the catch over the shoulder to end a 1-2-3 inning as the Padres go in order for the first time since the third. Head to the ninth, try and close this thing out. Padres lead the Giants 8-4 on the Padres Radio Network.
A lot of fans and collectors will look at the T206 set as the more famous of the sets that were produced in the early part of the 20th century. And certainly they would carry more financial value. But when you talk to collectors, some will tell you that these T205s are actually more physically attractive. They're maybe the most physically attractive cards produced prior to World War II.
To try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Top of the ninth inning, the Trustin will score. The Padres 8 and the Giants 4. Robert Suarez on to try and close this thing out as we pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Padres Radio Network.
KWFN-FM and KWFN-HD1, San Diego.
This is Jake Cronenworth. Padres play here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
An Odyssey sports station.
Padres 3 outs away from a win over the Giants here this afternoon. It would be a series win. Trying to take 3 out of 4. And an 8-4 lead with Koss, Matos, and Kisner, 7-8-9, facing the closer in a non-save situation. And first pitch fastball outside from Robert Suarez. Ball 1 to Koss. Tough day at the dish so far for the San Francisco second baseman. He has struck out twice and grounded into a double play. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Had him out in front of a good changeup. And the count even 1-1. Giants had a 2-0 lead going to the bottom of the fourth inning. But the Padres scored 8 unanswered runs and lead 8-4. 1-1, swing and a miss. Challenged him with a fastball, and Koss came up empty, 1-2.
Padres have been tough on Koss, 1 for 15 in this series. Suarez a strike away from putting him down here in the ninth.
Padres trying to finish the season series against the Giants, 10 wins in 13 games. 1-2, Koss swings and misses, strike 3, out number 1 in the top of the ninth inning. For the Giants this year, not even counting today, on the season against the Padres, Dodgers, and Diamondbacks, they are 7-18. Against everybody else, they have played 6 games above 500.
Yeah, the top of the division has been tough on the Giants all season long.
Here's Matos, couple of extra base hits. And he takes a fastball strike. Matos starting in right field today. Called up from AAA Sacramento before the game. Scored the first Giant run after a triple on a ball misplay to the outfield back in the third. A 1 heater inside as he lifts up the hands. 1 ball, 1 strike. Padres defense put Dylan Cease in a tough spot back in the third inning. Justin Verlander started his day 9 up, 9 down. But in the fourth, the Padres got themselves going and then really revved it up the next inning. Pitch low, 2-1.
Well, chased him out of this game. They hung 6 in the 5th.
Two and 1 to Matos. Suarez ready. Here's the pitch on the way. And a swing and a miss. 2-2. One out, nobody on in the top of the 9th inning. Padres with a 4-run lead over the Giants. Matos used the timeout, now back in the box. 2-2 from Robert Suarez. Here's the pitch and a line drive caught at shortstop. Out number 2 as he hit it right to Xander Bogaerts.
Well, Padres 1 out away for taking 3 of 4 from the Gigantes and preparing themselves for a big series this weekend, and the Dodgers coming to town.
Patrick Bailey is going to pinch it for the catcher Kisner here with 2 outs in the 9th inning. We will not see the Giants again until next February or March in the greater Phoenix area. Switch hitter from the left side. First pitch from Suarez is a fastball strike, 0-1. A near sellout this afternoon. Thursday day game, 39,156. And everybody in the building pretty much on their feet here. 1 out away. The 0-1 to Bailey in the air and foul out of play left side, 0-2. Suarez has already gotten Koss and Matos. 0-2 to Bailey. Here's the pitch from Suarez, and it's fouled straight back on a line. Count remains 0-2. Almost this entire season, Robert Suarez has led the major leagues in saves. But those opportunities in close games seem to be getting fewer and farther between. Pitching here with a 4-run lead. Pitch on the way to Bailey, and a swing and a miss. Couple of Ks for Suarez in a 1-2-3 ninth as he closes the door on the Giants here in 2025. Padres take 3 out of 4 in this series. They finish the season 10-3 against the Giants, and they will head into this weekend series against the Dodgers, trailing just 1 game behind LA in the National League West. Take a break, come back, give you some final thoughts and the totals on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the players' place. Learn more at jamulcasino.com.
Hi, this is Tina Howe from Bill Howe, where we've been serving San Diegans for over 40 years. Just like our hometown baseball team, we believe in teamwork, excellence, and delivering a win for our customers every day. From emergency plumbing repairs to routine heating and air maintenance, trust Bill Howe to keep your home running smoothly.
All right, Ryan, PSA dove in. Do we have them graded?
We do. This is the first set of graded cards from the 2024 Topps MLB Network set.
I'm so excited about this. Now, they all have the same grade, or?
No.
So one of us will be like the highest graded card.
Could be. There could be multiple. So first up, we got Mark DeRosa.
Let's see what D-Rose. Of course, D-Rose a 10 out of 10. Handsome, athletic. All right.